Yes, I'm at less than half health.
Alright, great. You're the cleric. You're the cleric. It's fine. I'm hitting the streaming button. Here's hoping the streaming works. Hello, Twitch. We are streaming now. Oh, this is gonna be so loud, but I'm gonna hit the button anyway. It's not that loud. It's good. Mostly because I hit the volume to turn it down. What's going on, guys?
Say it's loud when you yell into your microphone.
It's loud when you yell into your microphone, Kane.
Well, it would be if I was yelling.
You are yelling. That's how they yell in Canada, politely.
Yeah. Quiet. It's a lower decibel level.
Anywho, we're here for that next session of Lord of the Caliber, The Resurrection. We're switching out Joe for Adam today, as we're wont to do with work schedules are super crazy. Oh, by the way, the three people going 1, 2, 3 up here in the corner are from the Inn of Planar Crossroads, and they're like, what, like 25? You guys are at 375 subs right now.
23?
You guys only need they only need 23 more subscribers, and when they get that right there, that dude's gonna run a one shot, and that dude right there, we don't have to fill it out because now they're popular and now they have friends and patrons and stuff, so that's sweet. Anyway,
yeah, we're just gonna take it from your patron feed.
Dude, that's totally fine. My resources are your resources. Literally, I pay you to edit my videos, so...
True. Yeah, but, like, you pay me less because I live in a different country?
Yeah, I know, it's sweet, and as it goes up, the exchange rate continues to help me in my favor. It's amazing. I paid you 20 bucks for 24, and then when I started making more, I pay you 40 for 60.
Someone tell me how that is not fucking morally vacant.
Man, you know I'm morally. That's an entirely different story. Anyway, last time... on Lord of the Caliber, The Resurrection, a lot of stuff happened. A lot of crazy things happened. There was a Lang Spider. It's dead now. I'm actually very impressed with the party, and from a playtest perspective, because, oh yeah, by the by, this is the Pathfinder playtest with... There's enough first edition, excuse me, going on in this that I've started to call it Pathfinder 1.5. So, that's fun. But when the Lang Spider died, it tore open a hole in the fabric of reality, and opened a portal to the Dimension of Dreams. Xandu went in. Xandu met an old nemesis. The dude that we've been looking for, MacLeod LaCroix. And of course, Xandu being Xandu, Xandu instantly tried to phantasmal killer him. And he was met with hostility. The party
got
was...
his ass kicked.
Yeah. The party was barely able to pull him out in time. And then Helmut and Bradley went in alongside him again to try again. With Artorias staying behind in the armory in Castle Corvosa. Because somebody's got to watch over the bodies, right? While they're sleeping in the Dimension of Dreams.
Yes, I am pretty... My character gut feeling tell me if someone doesn't do that, someone may come across and just hurt the body or kill us right there.
Yeah,
These things do happen.
That's super logical. Coup de grace is not a mechanic in the playtest, but that doesn't mean I can't just hit you.
Just clubbing Bradley to death in his sleep.
Yeah, no, you are paralyzed, you are unconscious and flat-footed, haha! The party had a lot of fun with wild magic the last session. There were a lot of trees that could not be awakened, because there are no trees. The dream tree did not appear. But eventually somebody hit Summon Monster 1, then we got a snake, and then we awakened it, and now Helmut has a familiar as well, I suppose. A sad, awakened, enervated snake monster. Yeah, because it got hit with a baleful polymorph, and what do I turn a snake into but a worse snake? Anywho, Grey Mantle is exempt from his hero point. Reflection, he gets his hero point. I realize how bad that sounded. Adam gets nothing!
It wasn't my phone! It wasn't my phone! Wait a minute, you can check!
Just go back and think, what happened in the middle of Arkansas a week ago? Colin gets a second hero point. God damn it. This is how I'm going to fix it. This is how I'm going to make myself a better person. You have another hero point, Emmy. Tell us all about last session and how it makes you feel.
Got away. He was right there. We almost had him. He got away. Don't know if he knows how close we are to him physically, though. He might be, he might think we're just attacking him remotely from the Dimension of Dreams. He probably doesn't know we're here yet, so he might still be able to get the jump on him before he heals. That's what I got.
Good enough. Hero point going your way. Next. Is you again. It wasn't good enough. Followed by you some more. And then Bradley Boulder Ripper. Bradley Boulder Ripper!
You gotta find a better mechanic for selecting people at random, because it's not very random if you're picking the same guy like 3 times in a row.
The dice have spoken. Roll 1d3.
I've never been in a coma before. Well, actually, that's not true. I once got hit by a guy named the shipwright. He hit me with a hammer, and I thought, well, that's not very right. He should have hit me with a toy boat. That would have been much funnier. But he hit me with a hammer, and I fell down, and I was asleep for 72 hours. And they told me I was dead, but I woke up, so I guess I wasn't dead.
Good enough. If
What
I
are you
ever
talking about?
If I ever play Skull and Shackles, and as much as my patrons talk about it, I'll probably GM it. But if I'm ever a player in that AP, I might play Bradley Boulder Ripper. And put me on a boat!
Indentured servitude.
Yeah. Alright, Donald, take us home.
Actually, that would work for the beginning of that AP.
So far, this adventure so far haven't been all that entertaining so far.
Oh!
I mean, he had to act as bodyguard, protecting the bodies. But then again, Artorias haven't been the adventuring kind of hero since he retired from his mercenary career. He is going to leave a lot of the dangerous, risk-taking, adventuring stuff to the heroes that they are eventually going to die, and Artorias is not going to take that risk. He do what is necessary at the Hell Knight. Nothing more, nothing less.
Beautiful. The hero point is yours, my friend. And now, we're gonna dive in. MacLeod uses the powers of the Dimension of Dreams, essentially his imagination, to retreat as you guys give him a very sound beating with your hammers and with your punches and your dwarven war axes. What? That's still weird for me.
Yep.
But as this happens, Helmut winks away in a flash of light, and Greymantle reappears. Greymantle can go to full hit points. Greymantle was recalled back to the halls of the afterlife to tend to the wounded. And as Greymantle enters, Artorias sees Greymantle's body appear in the armory and then just kind of slump back as if to pass out. And let me get a quick charisma check from our Pharasman cleric. As you enter the Dimension of Dreams. It's a charisma check.
I have good charisma.
Artorias would assume, oh, he is going into the plains. Better protect him.
Well, I rolled a 4.
Oh
And
no.
it's +1,
Oh
so
god.
that's a 5.
Alright.
You better put a pillow under his head and put a belt in his mouth so he doesn't chew his tongue off.
Greymantle appears, and appears as himself with all his weapons and gear and accoutrement and things like that, and then suddenly it all just kind of melts away as what is a good? I knew what I was gonna do. For Xandu, I didn't know what I was gonna baleful polymorph Xandu into. For Bradley, it was gonna be a pug because that's just adorable to me. I don't know why. That just seems to fit so well. For Greymantle, I feel like a sparrow. Yeah, just a sparrow with like bright red feathers. As you retain your intelligence, wisdom, and charisma, but are otherwise
Not a pro. Gotcha.
baleful polymorphed. As per some of the rules you find in Planar Adventures, when you go in the Dimension of Dreams. Essentially, this has become a bad dream for Greymantle. Bradley...
Yeah, he didn't turn into a crow.
Nope.
Otherwise, it would have been fine. Oh.
It's a tiny sparrow. Bradley, Xandu, before you is an open... Door is kind of the wrong word. It's more like, imagine, if you will, a fold in space-time. It's where MacLeod came from.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Now, the question is whether that leads to Lang or whether that leads back to reality. No, we're not doing that again.
O is for occultism, and that's the check you need to make.
Snap.
Yes.
Back to reality.
Oh, there goes your spaghetti.
Back
Dang it.
to reality. Oh, what?
Adam's singing a very different song.
No, he's singing the smooth jazz version.
Back in time.
The Richard Cheese
That would be
version.
a 25.
Yeah. Different genre. All right. So you mean I became a sparrow in the realm of dreams?
Yeah,
Or
in the
polymorph?
in the Dimension of Dreams, you've been baleful polymorphed into a sparrow. You retain your
Like-
mental faculties, you retain your spellcasting, but you have like the one hit dice part is the part that's relevant, and essentially Grey Mantle is having a bad dream. How it reads in Planar Adventures is like it's a DC 16, or you come into the Dimension of Dreams at a really bad disadvantage, like losing all your gear, or in the middle of an avalanche. And I can't exactly just, now here's an avalanche. We're doing that. Oops, snow is everywhere.
Yeah, but like the dream about going to school in your underpants, that definitely could have worked.
Well, he's going to school in his underpants, but also is a bird.
I mean, Grey Mantle Nightmare would be.
Oh no, not the bird school dream again.
It's like a weird anime.
I'm
Grey
picturing.
Mantle's had a lot of life experiences and a lot of things go on. So if it's like his dream, it's not a very pleasant dream.
I'm
Forlorn, so
I'm
Sounds
picturing a Grey Mantle worst nightmare would be waking up in a Argosaurian graveyard.
You know, that does make a little more sense to me. Maybe instead of a sparrow, maybe he's a ghoul.
Yeah, ghoul.
Yeah, that seems good. That seems good.
well, mechanically that's better for
It's
you.
not with mechanics. You just think you are an undead, and that's bad for your god. Now, where is the occultism check?
That was a 25.
Okay, so the tear appears to lead into MacLeod LaCroix's personal dreams. How they remain manifested is an awkward story. It could mean that, and it tracks with how powerful he is. It could mean that he's created a demiplane here. It could mean that he's still sleeping. It could... The whys escape you, but that's what it is.
I think it's safe. It also agrees with how Tommy tells stories. It's probably a demiplane.
Yeah?
Tommy,
Demiplanes are cool! Leave me be!
Tommy, in character, would Artorias know what type of power MacLeod would have? So mechanically, I want to ask in words what class he is exactly using in-game terms.
You can make a knowledge nobility check.
So, okay, so wait, there's no knowledge nobility. It would be knowledge society.
Oh, yeah, society, that's right. I knew that. I play a lot of games in a lot of different systems these days. Actually,
knowledge
this many systems.
30, yeah.
Okay, so before I answer that, 24 hours have passed in the waking world. It's been kind of boring for Artorias as he sits and guards the bodies.
I mean, Artorias is sort of used to this, acting as what would be a male nanny to the other Hell Knights while they go through the portal to fight other creatures on the other side.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
He is sort of used to this flag of being treated as a lesser signifier Hell Knight.
Dude, Hell Knights are so cool. Can we like drop this and play like Hell's Vengeance? Or play Skull and Shackles from the point of view of the Hell Knights? That'd be sweet. That'd actually be super bad because you're in full plate. You'll sink and die.
Well,
so much of that AP.
The good thing is I am wearing a chain shirt, so I can actually swim.
That's fair. Okay, so with a 30, I won't necessarily answer this mechanically, but MacLeod is a pretty renowned hunter. He trains both like wolfhounds, mastiffs, even like dire wolves, and trained is a little less the word so much as like cowed in the case of like wargs and winter wolves. He's very known to just go out into the Verizian hinterlands with the wolves and hunt down all of the natives he can, kill what he can't enslave what he can. He's adept at magic, he's adept at sword play. He gets the basics of necromancy. Kind of a mixed bag.
Cool. I think I know what the class he is potentially, but that is metagaming to say what it is.
Well, basically, I guess I'll say what his class is because this is a playtest. Because I've been messing around with the archetypes a lot, and I really like how archetypes work now. I think I'm not sure,
Well,
but
kind of just like templates now.
yeah, or like making the Gestalt option happen. Kinda is weird, but essentially he's a fighter with Cavalier and Wizard dedications.
Okay, cool. That's what I saw knowing the archetype rules.
I like them a lot. I think they're really cool. I can't wait to have like Druid archetype. Anywho, Does Artorias have anything else Artorias wants to do as
Nope,
24
nope,
hours have passed?
Yeah, Artorias is acting as a nanny to the people in Dream World.
Fair enough.
And he is sharpening his weapons, ready to attack anything coming to the armory. He is protecting his friends.
Oh, friends. All right, fair enough. Then we move back over to the Dimension of Dreams.
That's a
It's a big,
liberal use of that word.
it's a big word,
Well,
friends.
Well, anyone in his world that doesn't want to kill him and been with them long enough, Artorias considers them as friends.
That sounds like chaotic neutral Caden Cayley.
I mean, effectively,
Yeah, but we
Artorias.
literally met you yesterday.
I mean, effectively, Artorias, like by the Hell Knight, he is used to people dying on the regular fighting evil outsiders. So having someone who doesn't die in a day or a few days, and he's on good terms with them, he considers them a friend.
Man's got to
I
take
feel
what
like
man
life
can
is always a little rough on the emotional spectrum.
get. Yeah.
I mean, Artorias effectively, in his backstory, he went to the Abyss, fight Zerakotis demons. He fought Horsemen of the Apocalypse cultists. He fought demons, devils, evil outsiders on a regular basis. So he used to loss of friends.
That's fair. Yeah, a lot of people have probably been eaten by a lot of things. Ugh.
All right. Well, this sort of rift in reality leads to Caleb's dream. That seems to be where he's retreated to. Although I think it might be safe to assume that he could be more powerful there than he would be here.
Well, do you think we should leave and try and find his body and kick his ass there, or is he in here? I mean, what are our options? Because you know what, he gave me a muffin, and that just doesn't stand with Bradley.
Did I appear right with them, or am I somewhere in my own personal nightmare?
You appear right with them as a sparrow I'm tempted to say a ghoul sparrow. That's terrifying. That's another cool part about Skull and Shackles. Did you know that the mosquitoes carry ghoul fever in Skull and Shackles? That's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm spoiling this whole adventure path all over the place.
I played the first book. I know all about it.
Not
Turns
surprising.
all the hookers,
By bodily fluids.
all the hookers turn into ghouls.
Well,
Yeah, the reason the mosquitoes have it is because they drank it out of the ghouls.
That's so metal. Anyway.
but what? They don't want dried blood, though. That's odd.
Coagulated. They don't know. They're stupid. They're mosquitoes.
Yeah, but they would seek out fresh blood instead.
Well, I mean, they hunt by sweat. I suppose if the corpses were sweaty when they died.
And they died in the jungle.
I mean, bodies.
There's
They
nothing
like
to say they can't pick it up
fever.
before they convert to ghouls. Well, they're
Yeah.
still contracting it.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
has to be
yeah,
during the incubation period of the disease.
They're
Holy crap.
carriers before they turn. So.
Mosquitoes are
Yeah.
super scary in high magic
Yep.
settings, and I'm just now realizing that.
Magical world.
Drow
diseases-
poison!
Magical world, vermin, diseases. It get real odd. Real quick when it comes to settings.
Yes,
And
sir.
I keep telling people that bugs are really good enemies. No one believes me.
No, I believe you.
Yeah.
Bee
I will give
swarms,
you
tick
remember what
swarms.
happened to Jonathan every time he came in contact with the
Bees. Bee swarms. They were terrifying.
Even when we were high level, you could just throw a bug at Jonathan's character, and he would just nat 1, 5, 2, 1.
Jesus Christ.
My favorite monster to use in swarms as a GM and facing against a player is bees. One GM had a chest dedicated to the plane of bees, and we thought we were killing bees, but more bees were coming after us, and then we
The
figured
plane
out.
of bees.
Yes.
Jesus.
That sounds awful.
That's terrifying.
Yes, we were fighting the chest for effectively 20 rounds, and then we didn't know until at the end of the 20 rounds we had to close the chest as the bees were just coming out of it.
Oh, fuck me. After 20 rounds, I would have just left. I would have gotten up and walked away from that table.
You just
20
gotta
rounds.
close the chest. It's just like the chest in the Tomb of Horrors that has snakes in it. Just close the damn chest. Boop. I've watched players die to those snakes. Just box. Oh yes, the door. It takes you places. Artorias is doing nothing. Well, that's not
Yep.
true. Artorias has a very important job right now.
Is everybody
He-
else
he-
in their regular form?
Yes.
Yeah, just not a very exciting one.
Yeah, Artorias
A
is
sparrow
treating
will like-
treating the people, the party member wounds, and making sure everyone is safe in the armory.
That's fair.
A
Yeah,
gray
or-
sparrow, red-tipped wings, I guess, lands on Bradley's shoulder and drips at him.
Well,
Oh, look, a Boyd. You guys see this Boyd? Anybody else see any other Boyds? I think this is the only Boyd we've seen.
I mean, he did come in.
I think I'm throwing that
as
accent a little too
before he
hard
got
into the Boyd.
polymorphed, right?
Boy,
yeah, he was baleful
Yeah,
polymorphed
Boyd.
after the fact.
So we seen him
Bradley
come
just
in and
wasn't
then he
paying
became a
attention.
Boyd.
Classic Bradley.
That
Well, no, that's what I'm asking. So he came in and then turned into a bird.
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, yeah, no, Bradley just wasn't looking.
That right there is Grey Mantle.
No, that's a sparrow.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I spend most of my life below decks and above fighting dudes like twice my size, but like I know what a Boyd looks like.
Xandu is going to try to Charlie X a portal out of the dimension of dreams.
Alrighty, make a
So he
charisma
can get
check.
back to his body.
Make a charisma check.
Okily dokily.
I like sparrows a lot more than
Charisma
shithawks that we found in the boat.
Yeah, that sucked. Not as bad as it could have been, though. That would be a 13.
The portal does not open. You begin to Charlie X, you put your hands to your temples and you concentrate, veins pop out everywhere. Nothing really happens.
Tommy, quick question. With the hero point, can I give them to someone else to a reroll?
You can, but with one hero point, all you can do is cheat death.
Okay,
I mean,
if I
Xandu will
remember to,
retry.
if I remember to, you can reroll, right?
Yeah,
so
Yeah, but Emmy already has to.
Yep. And using one now means if you fail, you retain one, which is sweet.
I actually have 2, so I'm going to.
You have
give
one.
it-
You have one. They go away at the end of the session, and then they go back to 1. So you don't have a second.
No.
Oh, no.
Wait,
So-
I actually have 2 because one, I helped you with a name in one session, and another just from the session, so 2 total.
But they go away at the end of session.
Yeah, they don't.
That's how it's in the
they don't
playtest. Yeah,
Yeah, they don't cross sessions.
Oh, I thought they did.
they do not.
So Xandu is going to try and Charlie X again. He's not gonna like spend any hero points to reroll, but
Okay.
I mean,
What's Xandu's charisma
Right,
modifier?
God,
huh?
maybe you shouldn't force it so hard. You're gonna prolapse your brain.
What's Xandu's charisma
What's my
modifier?
count? 7.
7. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, that's just what I was saying, Sparrow. Like his gray matter's gonna come out of his eyeball.
So I can try again, right?
Yeah, sure. You don't even
Not
have to
gonna-
use your hero point. You can just roll it again.
Because nothing's attacking.
Tommy, with the 24 hours passing, Artorias would check the army for any more gear, so would he find anything else?
You can pretty much find whatever expert quality weapon you want.
Okay, cool.
But that's about
Oh,
it.
that's a 15. That's a little bit better.
Nice.
15 doesn't quite get there.
Okay, cool.
I'm rolling
You
really
literally
bad.
went off. He gave us the DC earlier.
Yeah. So Xandu will try one last time.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Artorias can also find like expert quality armor of pretty much all kinds, shields as well. Nothing like
Oh, there we
super
go.
fancy. What you got?
This one would be a 23.
A 23 is
Much
enough.
better.
A 23 is enough. You're able to, after a lot of concentration, you open up pretty much right parallel to the door that would take you to MacLeod's dream, a door that would return you to your own bodies on Galarian. It's pronounced Galarian. I understand that now from watching the Against the Aeon Throne video that Pathfinder put out. And it says Lanty, not as Lanty. I have failed you all.
I like
Varezia!
Ashanti better.
Yeah, me too. How well?
I can't help. They also fine Paizo, but
Lane,
but
you like
Paizo
Lane?
also. Well, Paizo also says Karzug instead of Karzug,
Fair.
which
I thought it was
And you're-
Karzog.
That was Karzug.
nope, it's Karzug like Doug.
Damn.
I mean, okay, no, it's Karzog. So much cooler when you say Karzog.
Fantasy
Karzog
words.
sounds better.
No,
Fantasy words are hard.
I like Karzog. But no, Karzu.
It's a colloquialism.
Karzug.
Anyways, we should probably head back to reality, catch our bearings.
Get some
and-
spaghetti.
Get some spaghetti.
I
All
want
right.
to
some
touch that
spaghetti.
portal. All right, I'm trusting you with this. All right,
So then, as the three of you make your way to Xandu's portal, you get a little bit of a glimpse inside the other portal that would take you into MacLeod's dream. Let me get quick perception checks from everybody.
it's full of strippers.
Oh, yeah.
Bradley changes his mind.
Mo?
The sparrow is distracted being a sparrow and holding on your feathery life to Bradley's shoulder.
No, that's
20
fine.
on
I
the
have
dot.
Mechanically, I rolled a 2.
I have a plus 18 to perception. However, I rolled a 1.
All right. Bradley.
The bird gets all up in Bradley's face, trying to hold on to.
And thus,
No little spout.
and thus
Don't get out of
Bradley,
my mouth.
Bradley falls into MacLeod's portal.
Here I
Carrying
come, beautiful women.
the sparrow with him. And Xandu, as this is going down before Xandu goes back into his own body, he sees... It looks like as if the sun itself was encaged inside this place. It's
Oh, that's bad.
about...
That's bad. We're gonna die. I didn't see a nipple. I saw a sunspot.
Yeah, it was much bright.
Well, we know who's in the cage, so it might have been a nipple. I'm just saying. Her
I don't
early
know
art
who's
had her with no bra on. No top.
What? Who are we talking about? I am
Yeah, I don't
so...
know what the hell you're going on about.
Sarenrae.
Oh yeah! That is a thing. I forgot about that. Okay, fair
We're
enough.
gonna save the flaming woman.
Xandu returns to his body. Bradley and Grey Mantle, the Sparrow Ghoul monster, appear in... It kind of looks like...
passing through another portal. Can he roll again?
Yeah, yes, but you have to as well.
Oh, fine.
Charisma
Don't
checks.
scare me.
Good. It means I'm not
Yeah.
trying...
Yeah, 18 on the die.
Another 4.
Bradley is able to keep it together. Bradley feels himself become remotely puggish as he begins moving forward.
I would like to give one of my hero points to Grey Mantle so he can re-roll that will save. Because the charisma check. Because if I'm the only one in here, I'm gonna die.
That's fine. I'll let hero points be communicable as long as you're in like the same area.
Yeah, we're touching. We're literally touching.
Plane of existence.
3 was useless.
Adam's fair. Well, you get to keep one. Kane loses his because he was generous, and that's what happens when
Well,
you're generous.
I'll be fair, and I'll spend mine to re-roll.
But
okay.
it costs 2.
Oh, it costs
It's
2. That's right.
2 to
It costs
re-roll.
2.
One is
So
to
neither of
not
us.
bleed to death.
Yeah.
So both of you see
Both of us are going to die.
it's a combination of like a ritual chamber and a laboratory. It's really weird. There are a lot of cages lined all along the walls of this really small, pretty dark, except for this glowing thing in the center of the room. The cages are full of creatures one would expect to find in the Dimension of Dreams. Think like lang spiders, think animated dreams, even just like casual sleepers who lucid dreamed a little too hard and MacLeod got a hold of them. Some kind of wiring attaches these cages to the glowing sun thing in the middle of the room, which is restrained at like... Now that you are inside this room, you can make it out a little better. It definitively has some kind of elongated neck with a head, legs, a tail, arms, and it's like pinned to the ground by... You're not sure if it's an anti-magic field or if it's just really powerful chains and locks and things, but it's unable to move and you can't really make out more than its basic form through all the light that this thing puts out. On the other side, wires run into not cages so much as like almost like giant test tubes where you see a small handful of Hell Knights. Except where, like, Asmodeus' unholy symbol would be, they've all been universally replaced with Iomede's longsword. They stand at attention and say nothing. There's like they're in these like giant test tube things, but there's no glass, so there's nothing stopping them from getting up and walking out. They just kind of lock at attention. Now both of yous, make me a something. You're making something. First,
Making bacon.
you're making some bacon right now. But that
Bacon pancakes, bacon pancakes.
I miss mouth.
Yeah, that's not until the one shot.
Fortitude save.
Well, I'm having a fun time looking through the equipment section and figuring out what expert gear can I have. Yeah, while everyone else is having fun, I'm having fun item shopping.
Shopping.
Artorias is shopping.
Well, I would imagine if there was a mall and there was a section dedicated to weapons and armor, Artorias would have a field day in there shopping.
Most of the malls in my part of the world definitely have like a little mini gun store or like an Asian gift store that will have both like a wide assortment of katanas and also like
gift store.
like the Master Sword and like Dante's sword and like Kratos'
Oh, like a
sword.
San Francisco?
Yeah.
Yeah, while I am shopping, Artorias found a fantastic expert elven curve blade, and he holding it. Oh, what a perfect sword! I want this. I am taking it. Sort of a greedy, selfish. I need this for me sake.
Fair enough. All right, let me get those 4 saves.
That'll be
What we needed?
35.
Bradley passes.
I am not rolling hot tonight.
It's really a shame, no one is in the armory seeing Artorias.
Yeah, it's been 2 4s and a 3 from you.
Xandu is. Xandu's there.
Yeah, it's
But
a
we'll get
shame
to
no one is-
Xandu in a second. What is the result of Adam's 4th save?
It's 18, and I have great fortitude on page 166. So let me make sure it doesn't apply to anything.
Great Fortitude increases it to expert? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just making sure it doesn't do anything else.
Okay. So it's
It
18
does
after
not.
the mods?
That is literally all it does.
Okay.
18.
Then
Plus 1.
for the next 16 rounds, the sparrow creature is blinded. Bradley's able to push through the pain of the sun attacking his eyeballs.
Well, so much for my
Yeah.
history and so
Looks
much
like
for
freedom.
so much for my occultism and religion checks for that.
All right, Monkey.
You're on your
that's-
own, Bradley.
I got a plus 15 in religion, I think.
That's the spirit. I think I got this.
wise. I should probably roll that now.
Okay.
This looks like the sun through a what's the crisscrossy bit on top of the deck of the ship. Oh man, I
Oh god
The
damn
netting?
it.
should have read up on my boat parts.
Not the netting. The I want to say the boat portcullis, but that is wrong.
Portcullis?
It's kind of
It's
a
the
portcullis.
portcullis.
No,
The hatch?
it's the cover for the that goes over the hole. Where you
The hatch.
you use the crane to put cargo into the hull of the ship. 28 knowledge religion.
Okay. To do what?
I want to know what I'm looking at here, if that's possible.
Okay, it's... To be honest, it kind of feels out of your wheelhouse as you look into this. Xandu would probably know a lot more. Someone who's a little more in tune with the arcane world, the alchemical world, things of that nature would probably get a little more than you, but it definitely appears like some sort of ritual has taken place here involving the glowing sun thing in the center. What is hard to say, but as you make this check, the sun thing, it begins to stir and the light fades. In its place, the creature it's pretty big. It's probably 20 foot from nose to tail with a wingspan way, way, way bigger. It looks like just made out of the sun itself. This dragon looks up at Bradley and the sparrow.
Holy shoots!
I am dreaming. What is this?
I am also dreaming, apparently. I think we're in a coma. We're in a coma together. Who are you? My name's Bradley. This is my friend Sparrow.
What a horrible way to die. My name is Tholopsix. Have you come to kill me?
I don't even know what a Tholopsix is. If that answers your question.
It tries to chuckle. As it does so, it just like the laughing turns into pained wheezing. Now that the sun is not blinding either of your eyes, you can tell the creature is very, very, very weak. And whatever's going on with this ritual has obviously drained it of a lot of its strength.
I mean, you look like you're not having a great time here. Is there like a latch I could pull? Or like you got like a release on these belts? Whatever's going on here.
Not that I am aware. The nature of this plane dictates that there could be. But I would
What have
not
I thought about real hard?
make a charisma check.
Oh shit.
If only there was a way to use intelligence.
Yeah, right. The dimension of brains!
Use wisdom.
The dimension of
Well, to lucid dream, you have to use your mind. You have to use your intellect to do it.
Yeah, I am imagining where everyone.
A whopping 10 does not do much of anything. Bradley tries the Charlie X as he's seen Xandu do so many times, and kind of like a giant. Oh god! Final.
My brain's gonna prolapse.
A giant hand, a la the final stage of Smash Brothers, comes up and tries to like chop through the restraints. It bounces off and dissipates. Tholopsix.
Well, that was my wheelhouse.
I'm sorry. I wish I could be of more help. The ritual has drained me.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's very pretty. That unfortunately, birdsong will not help me here. I would like to make some perception checks.
I'm just assuming I can't talk, right?
Yeah.
I don't speak Boy, unfortunately. That's more of a cashew thing.
Yeah.
Or
How much time
a
has passed back in Xandu's world?
wait. Where's your Leshy familiar?
Oh yeah, you're right. Francis can definitely commune with birds.
There you go. As if on cue, a giant pumpkin head pops out from Bradley's beard.
Bro, how long have you been in there?
Grey Mantle will quickly flutter up, get in front of the thing of Francis's face.
Oh, like Bradley
quickly
like hold
chirping.
one of his hands in front for you to perch on.
Starts chirping and hopping around, basically trying to tell him, "Okay, just explain to me what's around. What do we got here? What's going on? What is it?"
Bradley is now the 8th dwarf. Doc and sleepy and happy and Bradley! I didn't want to become a miner. I got put into indentured servitude instead. Now I hit people. Mountain root stance.
While this is going on for the 24 hours, Artorias is window shopping in the armory. Oh, this is the extra weapon I can give to Xandu. Make Grey Mantle, Bradley, and Helmet. And he's having fun in the armory mall thinking of items while protecting the bodies.
I would just be like zip tying shit together to sell, but that's because Bradley's a greedy ass.
Well, I am partly greedy because I want expert weapons, and because, well, as a rogue, Artorias likes to have weapons for every single situation he gets himself into.
Yeah, no, I was in a party with
yeah,
Artorias for a while. I remember those days.
Absolutely. I just mean, like, Bradley would just want to sell them because he doesn't. I'm literally not trained in any weapon but these.
And another weapon I can add to the list is a expert shovel.
If you must.
I don't even get shurikens. I am the danger, but I can't throw the danger.
Well, shovel.
You just gotta get a running start.
A shovel. If you use it right, it can be quite a deadly weapon.
Effectively, yeah. Alright,
So,
enough rambling.
Start talking about hitting people with shovels.
So, Grey Mantle is trying to get Francis to communicate to Bradley that if it can be explained to Grey Mantle what's around, or you wait for a little bit, his eyes may get better, and he may be able to see what's around, and then be able to figure out what we can do about it.
Well, yeah, okay. I'm gonna start looking around while they're talking,
Okay. Make me another perception check.
because
Clayton Begora, you should listen to the little bird.
even if you were to like turn back right now, Bradley's probably strong enough to hold Grey Mantle aloft with one arm.
That's fair.
So, how much time has passed for Zandu since these guys have walked the other way?
I'll get to you cats in a second.
Walk the other way.
Gotcha.
34.
Okay, so you look around the room a little more. The creatures in the cages on the left that appear to have come from the Dimension of Dreams are all very dead, very enervated, very spent. They're just skin and bones, essentially, curled up dead in these cages.
Gross.
Moving around a little more, you can... is this... Yeah, sure. You've heard, I'll be super generous, of dragons that exist in different regions of, not necessarily different planes, but like different regions of the material plane.
The dragons.
Oh yeah. This one in particular is a solar dragon. These guys literally live in space, alongside things like void dragons, lunar dragons,
Yeah, I like
things
the
of that nature.
esoterics. They're neat.
This is an outer dragon. It was almost a nightmare dragon, but I pivoted at the last second at work today. The nightmare dragon's dead in the cage. The creatures in the right, like in the test tubes, as you walk past them, they kind of like Oblivion NPC at you. If that's about as clear as mud, as you get real close to them, they turn a little to look at you from underneath their Hell Knight helmets, but they don't do anything. And then when you get a little farther past, they just kind of snap back to attention as if they were statues. You also find several really disheveled notes all over the place.
Anything in here about latches?
Nothing in there about latches, but a lot in there. It almost looks like alchemical formula. You can...
I don't know what any of that hokum is.
You do not. It would take somebody who's trained in, like, the arcane arts. Maybe could try to attempt it. Thalopsix just continues to moan with pity on the floor, very exhausted, very, like, inch and a half from death. The 16 rounds pass, Grey Mantle can see.
Okay, if Grey Mantle can see, and he still has his spell casting, can he touch the dragon?
Yeah, you think you can. It looks pretty hot. Like, this thing looks like literally it's made out of the sun. But you could try it.
Does he still have his resistances?
As a half celestial, yeah, he would.
So, he's gonna get Francis to. He's gonna sit on Francis's pumpkin head and have Francis walk him over, and Francis, I guess, will translate to the dragon if the dragon does not have tongues or something. And so the little. Let me see.
Can the dragon speak Sylvan?
So the little bird wants you to not burn him when he's about to go healing you.
The dragon nods weakly. It seems to understand.
All right. The said little bird will go up and touch the dragon if possible.
You're able to do so. It looks like it should burn real hard, but it doesn't.
All right. He will cast heal. He will use his I believe it's a once a day thing we have as a celestial. His cure serious wounds. His heal. Gonna go ahead and do the touch version so that it will have a bit more oomph behind it. So that's technically a D8, and he's gonna add a free action to use the
cure serious wounds is higher than that. So it's a level 3 version of heal. Right.
He's using heal, but he's also going to make sure he's got healing hands going, which adds 2d8. And I believe That's what it does.
Okay,
Yes.
sure.
So it adds 2d8 on top of that.
Alrighty.
Do you want to roll that or me?
Yeah, I'll roll it. It'd be a little faster if I did it, I suppose. 3d8. Go.
That should be more than that, though.
It's 3d8. It's a d8, and then 2 more d8.
Okay.
And each of those d8 have my charisma modifier, I believe, which is 7.
Okay, gotcha.
So 21 plus 3d8.
21, damn. I didn't realize each d8 got the charisma mod on it. That's gnarly. And 29 points of damage is healed. That's kind of a bad roll, I apologize. But Thalopsix...
It should still heal more than that, though, because it's a 3rd level heal, which is more than 1d8.
Right, is he casting as a 3rd level spell, or is he casting as a 1st level spell?
Because it's the Cure Serious Wounds, which is or whatever it was, which is a 3rd level spell, so I put it as the 3rd level heal in the sheet.
That makes sense. Which
So
means
if you
it'd be...
wanted to run at a 3rd level, that'd be 3 more d8.
Right. Because you get extra ones if you're
Or 2
healing
more
your friends.
d8s.
2 d8s? Okay, sure, that's fine. An extra 6 is a little better. Thalopsix.
And is Bradley damaged?
Yeah, I heard.
He would give 10 hit points to Bradley because he also has communal healing.
Seems good.
If it's 3rd level, it should be 4 d8s in addition to the first one.
Which is what we did.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. 4 in addition to the first is 5. Anywho.
Gotcha.
Thalopsix stirs a little because there's not a whole lot of room to move with both of his wings, all 4 of his legs, his tail, and his neck pinned to the ground. His mouth pinned so much that he can't breath weapon, but enough that he can like open it enough to speak.
The little bird wants to know if... The little bird, he told me. The little bird wants to know if we bring you over those notes, if you can make sense of them.
I will try. You're not a bird, are you? The nature of this place. The creature begins to, like, he tries to Charlie X a little bit as well. Yeah, you know what? He can do that. He can't Charlie X, but he can.
His charisma score is probably a hell of a lot higher than mine.
Yeah, probably is. What is my charisma score? Dragon. It's not that. Not as good as I thought it'd be. I forget dragons are mostly just like strength and everything else is passable. Go.
But none of it's bad.
That's fair. Yeah, that is definitely true. Okay, what's my caster level? That. Alright, so what he's actually going to do is he's going to use one of his spell-like abilities to try to dispel magic, which is something he can do.
That's your white dragon. And you're real dumb.
One item when I am looking at my character sheet, I actually wish I had what the bag of holding, because if I did have bag of holding type 1, I could make a lot of money with all the expert gear I have.
Money means nothing at the end.
Yeah, it's weird how the players are still trying to like put their pocketbook together while everything's falling apart around them. Anyway, Thalopsix casts Greater Dispel Magic, and Greymantle returns to his normal elven form of Pharasman. Are you sure you haven't come to kill me?
Greymantle will look at pull out his dagger and look at the sands and see if he doesn't get an indicator. Then he will say, "It does not appear to be your time."
The dragon closes its eyes and heaves just one mighty sigh. Bring me the notes. I will do what I can.
So the thing binding it to the floor, is it just like a series of chains that are like plied into the ground, or?
Some of that, some of like giant collars around his neck that have runes on them, which you imagine have some kind of anti-magic field which prevent him from just like dim-dooring out, which also would probably prevent him from trying to wake himself up as well. He appears to be just really, really, really strongly lucid dreaming, same as you two.
Okay, so I like Bradley's had a life of physical exertion. Does it seem even remotely possible that I could physically destroy these things?
Most likely, no. You would, in the dimension of dreams, it's a little less punchy, and a little less punchy with your imagination.
I can only punchy with the wisdom part of my brain.
Which part of your brain is that? I don't know brain very well.
Instinct, primarily instinct.
Yeah, fair. Makes sense.
Intuition, instinct. Less imagination. He's not super. He's not a real good painter, but he knows when you're trying to cheat him at cards.
All right. The dragon begins going through those notes. You spread them out like on the floor in front of his head, and he begins trying to make sense of them.
Are we allowed to make sense of them with? You said Arcana, wasn't it?
Arcana's good. Occultism is good. Religion is religion could try, but it would be a little harder.
I do have occultism.
Okay.
I will roll
another 4.
It was a 6.
Marginally better.
10. So it's going to be 16, 22, 23.
Okay, that's respectable.
For an occultism, and then the religion is a 2.
Ugh, God damn.
Stop.
Not a good day for you.
It's a 20 total.
Stop rolling so bad.
Fair enough.
Brad, dice in dice jail.
Bradley?
Grey Mantle has the rod curse, I guess.
It happens. Some days you're the Gideon, some days you're the Rod.
Yeah, I spawned this plague, and now you must reap my sorrow.
All right, so between Grey Mantle and Philopsix, Bradley got a thing? I heard a dice hit the table.
Oh, no, that was me just fucking with the big table record die.
No.
You know what? I might as well roll. I got a real bad bonus to occultism, but I'll give it a shot. Because that would have been what his key powers were before he became half celestial.
Yeah.
15 plus 9, 24.
Yeah, not bad. Okay, so betwixt the 3 of you, and it doesn't take a whole lot of time before Thalopsix just kind of fades into a coma. He's less hurt, but he's obviously very exhausted, and you guys can rapidly discern the why of that is because it appears that MacLeod is trying to create sentient thought form creatures.
Trying to make a Xandu.
The problem with that is, it's in meta terms, he's an intelligence caster trying to do a charisma caster thing. The charisma caster would be like, oh, okay, well, I can't do this. It's an intelligence thing. I'm just going to push harder. Whereas the intelligence caster would try to do something along the lines of make a very complex ritual that would need something to power it. This guy literally is a sun in dragon form. And it appears that that's what, like, the circle binding him is doing. The creatures from the Dimension of Dreams are the catalyst. He's the gas. The Hell Knights are what's created. But they don't seem to be able to do much of anything.
Who's is what's it's trying to build a Dyson sphere around this solar dragon?
Pretty much.
Tommy, while in not Dream World, I would be looking over the notes and journals I picked up and going to analyze them to make some head and tail. So it's language, right? So would it be society to try to make out the celestial writing?
Yeah, it would take some time. What does Xandu want to do, actually, while we're on the subject of that? 24 hours have passed. You come back to in your body. You realize that...
How much time has passed since I've been back in my body?
None. Like, 24 hours have passed, you wake up. You realize Bradley and Grey Mantle didn't come with you.
Uh-oh.
That's about as far as you get.
They tripped on a dream rock.
That is a very good question. What would Xandu do?
The original portal from where the Lang Spider died is still there. You see Artorias frantically just snatching, grabbing all the things he can. It's Black Friday.
Xandu, you're back. Had a good nap?
Yes, but the others seem to have not come with me.
Ah,
We're dead.
They're still
We're doing a jailbreak.
comfortably breathing and sleeping. They're definitely not dead. There's probably a little bit. There's probably a little bit of Grey Mantle as he snores. Just
Not anymore.
and then it probably
back.
fixes
They look
itself.
hurt at all?
A little.
Okay. I suppose Xandu will pop second level soothe spell on each of them.
Okay, sure.
So is Soothe also a healing spell? What is
Yes,
that?
but it's not quite as powerful, though it does give you a +1 conditional bonus to saves against mental effects
That's kind of cool.
for 1 minute on top of that.
I can dig it.
Yeah, but like
So-
I was gonna say, like, is a minute there, like 24 hours here, or
Time is very wibbly wobbly.
are you gonna cast that and I'm gonna be like, man, my headache's gone. Ah, it's back.
That's probably essentially the case, yeah, because time is moving. Time is moving a
Tom-
lot faster for the people who are awake. Because it's been 24 hours, whereas for you guys, it's been about 5 minutes.
Tommy,
Yeah.
quick question. The way we came down to the armory, was there a door and does it have a lock on it?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Okay, Xandu, I have an idea. If we are going into the plains there, I can lock the door to the armory so I can accompany you.
Okay. Can I get a quick perception check from Xander, actually?
Sure, I was just getting ready to roll the 2 heals, though.
Okay, that's cool too.
I'm typing them into the roll 20s.
Okay.
So that's for Grey Mantle,
Seems good.
and that is for Bradley.
Seems better. Damn.
Well, Grey Mantle's fully healed anyway, so
I know what
Oh.
spell.
Yeah, I needed that. I was actually still down 20 hit points.
I know what spell Cashew needs to be casting.
Right?
I don't get that spell.
Oh, it's a different
don't get
school in
to?
it.
It's a cult.
But he might get it from a college, or not a college. It ain't 5e. He might get it from his muse. Is it?
I don't know. Oh, my muse? I
Yeah.
don't know.
I don't know that much about bards. I know they get long swords and shields, and that's sweet.
they can
Yeah.
pick off the occult's spellcaster list. It's just that the one that chooses
Alright,
the
you want a perception check?
caster muse will
Yeah.
be able to cast more stuff
I see. Fair enough.
more often.
That's
I don't know. I probably saw Soothe and thought it was calm emotions.
Yeah,
That's
makes
what I
sense.
thought.
probably.
Logical.
That would be a 29.
Okay, so as you guys are making your way around, Xandu notices one of the tables that, like, Artorias is moving stuff around on has one of those, like, you know, when you get, like, real fancy gaming tables. I'm going super meta on this one. But it has a false top. The top can
You
be
have to
removed.
play a game to get out of the mindscape to get into the game.
Time to play some Liar's Dice. And you guys will learn more about that when I get around to editing the Sinvolco one-on-one for House Divided. Soon! It's big, there's a lot. I want it to be really epic. Anyway, regardless, you move this top up, like thinking without instinct, and the first thing you see is the coat of arms of House LaCroix, which is, like, not unlike my own emblem. I'm now realizing the red, black, red, black.
Bum, bum,
But
bum.
in the middle, instead of a B, D, G, D20, instead of that, there is the head of a dire wolf. Not unlike, I don't Game of Thrones, but the one that, now I've lost all my subscriber base right there, but the one with the wolf head.
House Stark.
Thank you.
House
House
Stark.
Stark. Like that, just on the top of it.
I saved your subscribers.
My man. And all around it are star knives about the size of like your bird fingernail. Yeah. As if Xandu is good at magic. He looks at it and he can tell that they're star knives that have been permanently shrunk down to that size, and they're all tied together almost like a necklace.
That's
Let's hope
weird.
I want to
open the
examine
necklace
the.
on.
I want to examine the items. So would be
Perception is good.
okay. So
Yeah, you know what? You know what? Actually, let me get some Hell Knight lore. I forget we have that.
okay. So knowledge 29.
Okay, so those are definitely trophies. It's not uncommon for, like, in your line of work, it might be something like an imp's wings or a demon's tooth or things of that nature. Like, for like every demon you kill, pull its tooth out and along the lines. This is, you have to assume how many Verizians MacLeod has killed, and there are a lot.
Okay, so So
I guess I just handed you a bunch of tiny shuriken, didn't I? Well, they're much too small to be effective shuriken.
Well, I was saying if it's on a necklace and then they put the necklace on and someone casts dispel magic and all those things go back to normal size.
Artorias is impressed by this trophy and how it's shrunk. This seemed to be a trophy. MacLeod had been busy killing a lot of Verasians, getting their star knives.
And we are now in. Do these look like they would be new or older?
Can I tell the difference if it's new or old?
The newest one is pretty old because, like, there's been extraneous circumstances lately.
It seems
But
so.
You imagine along the lines of, like, stretching across the man's career, because again, there's probably hundreds if you were to stop and count them.
Xandu is going to check underneath the emblem.
Okay.
Of the coat of arms. See what's underneath there, if there's anything.
What is underneath there? Percentage dice? What is underneath there? Okay. You pick it up, and there's a pole that would, like, as if it was a banner, and, like, put it in the ground. But it's the same story, just instead of shrunk down star knives, it's shrunk down earthbreakers, carried by Shoanti warriors. It seems a little awkward. One could probably use one or two and achieve the same effect. But there are several, and they're, like, tied together almost like firewood, because that's how small they are, to make one big concentric, like, bamboo shoot, which holds this banner out. Also, upon further inspection, you can see at the bottom of the banner there are several little knife points about the size of like the size of like a kunai hanging down, which Xandu can easily identify as the banner itself is made from several bladed scarves that have been painted over. Which Xandu would know is a huge disrespect thing for the Verizians, because the scarf, I don't know how to pronounce it. The capena, you know what I'm talking about. When a Verizian comes in, they get this scarf.
What you're talking about.
And sometimes they put blades on them. Yeah, exactly.
I assume
and they basically tell the family's history in the colors.
You got it.
I would assume Artorias would know this bit about Verizian culture at the very least.
Yeah, you get a little bit of it. Not nearly as intimately as Xandu does, but...
MacLeod had been quite a busy man. He will pay for this.
And now, as you guys can ruminate about that, let's go over to Bradley and Greymantle, who figured out that MacLeod is trying to make some Xandus. But he hasn't quite got it right. Yeah. It appears also, like, as you go through the notes and stuff, he's trying to do it through some form of ritual, with himself as the primary caster and the secondary casters being unwittingly thrown in cages and burnt out.
Right. It seems that he wants to make his thought forms real, so he has to be the primary caster.
That tracks.
Do we get anything about the apparatus? Two things. Do we get anything about the apparatus that the creature is in, the dragon? And do we get an information, like how to get him out? And do we get information on if the said experiment was performed? If so, was it successful or unsuccessful based upon what we see before us?
Oh, super quick question. If 24 hours have passed and I've been in the dimension of dreams, does that mean I get my spells back?
You do not. 24 hours, it hasn't really...
prepare spells.
And you haven't had your rest. You've been lucid dreaming so hard, it's essentially like having Nightmare cast on you.
Yeah, okay,
minus the
fair
D10.
enough.
So as far as the machine goes, there's not a lot of entries in the stuff you find on how this machine was created, and thus you can figure out that this was a construct created by MacLeod's own imagination. There are mentions of how powerful it is and how amazing it is and how the inspiration for it came out of nowhere and things of that nature. But there's no how to open it. There's no... Honestly, you think that if you mess with it too hard, it might kill Thalopsix outright. Thalopsix looks incredibly tired. You imagine he's been trapped in the Dimension of Dreams for weeks, if not months, and he's unable to rest because he's stuck here. Something is probably tending to his body in the waking world, so it doesn't just die of exhaustion outright. As far as whether or not the creations are successful, it appears that it's been failure after failure after failure. Towards the end of the log, the notes and stuff you find get really erratic, as if MacLeod is working constantly. You imagine he's not sleeping that much either, but it just ends up being more futility and anger, futility, anger, futility, anger. Notes about how like creatures will take a couple of steps of pseudo-sentience and then they'll break and turn into ectoplasm, or like half of them will move and the other half like shores off and hangs out in the tube and the legs keep walking. And this current batch, you imagine, is more of the same. They haven't done anything, so it's hard to say. They're just kind of standing there.
Zandu, while you were in the dream world, I got another weapon that you may be able to use, and you have an extra expert weapon or armor of your choice.
That is good, but now we are talking to the other two.
Yep, so I'm just calling this.
Hero point to Emmy. Now what are Bradley and Greymantle doing?
Well, these nodes don't have any inkling as to how we could sort of release these chains.
Do we?
I feel like our best option is to try and Charlie X the chains off, or I don't know, collapse part of this room. Maybe
that is definitely a thought.
I don't know. Ask therapeutics if he really wants to live out the rest of this waking nightmare.
He's passed out. The exertion of the conversation and the casting of the dispel magic has been more than he could handle. He's done for a while.
Two more things then.
Okay.
Is there still power flowing out of it? If so, which apparatuses are it going to? Is it going to? Like through the cords and stuff. Can we follow it?
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, with Greymantle has been around and he's seen magic cast and he's had to disbelieve magic before, and he used logic to say, well, this is logically not here via intelligence. Could he do the same thing with the apparatus? If it's a construction of an imagination, then there are portions of it that should not feasibly function.
Okay.
Can he then use his... I'm trying to see if I may use my intelligence
instead of your charisma
to disbelieve the apparatus.
Okay. As far as your first question goes, the machine appears kind of to be on standby at the moment. From reading the notes, you guys can tell that starting the ritual is what kicks it off. And without anything like really to power that ritual right now, starting the ritual probably means the death of the caster. Unless the caster has a lot of support, it probably means the death of Thalopsix. It'd be like starting a car battery but not having anything to regulate it. And so the car battery just continues to put out power until eventually the hood of your car explodes. I obviously don't know how cars work. Secondly, you could try an intelligence check. It's a little harder because you're straining against something that is pure force of will and imagination, but do you think it might be worth a shot?
Okay. We'll see how the dice go.
Yeah.
I'm still cursed.
Fingers crossed.
Grand total 3
Ugh.
plus 6
Blah.
9.
Yeah, no, you got nothing. You try. It makes sense that this should work, and you begin to like dismantle the nonsensicalness of what's going on, but nothing really comes of it. To be honest, it dawns on you too that of all the people who might be able to dismantle it, Xandu is probably the best off. Xandu is currently back in his body.
Well, yeah, and of course he's in here.
Well, I don't know how to get back. I just popped into the room and all of a sudden I was here with you. So, I suppose we will either have to wait or continue to figure this out.
You could try to use your imagination.
Speaking
with
of
a
that,
+1.
Oh yeah, with a +1, Grey Mantle is you can only get it a number of times equal to your charisma modifier. So I imagine both of you are spent.
speaking of that, can Xandu go in and basically hunt down the two? Because it's been too long. He's getting nervous.
Yeah, it's probably been like 2 or 3 hours in the waking world at this point.
Artorius would accompany Xandu. Before doing so, he would make sure he would jam the armory door, so he would use his thievery skill to unlock the door pretty good.
Okay, sure. Make the roll.
Yeah,
Maybe
it would be
jam some spears and racks up against the
It
door
would
too.
be thievery, I would assume, jamming.
Yeah. Unless you have like lore engineering.
Oh, I got an actual 20, so total 40. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Dang.
Duly
Yeah.
noted. Xandu goes into the Dimension of Dreams. Xandu hits the portal and, like, as he's wont to do it, falls over, passes out. As Artorius goes to follow, it's like as soon as Xandu hits the ground unconscious, there's the snap of a teleportation as MacLeod LaCroix appears. Make a perception check, Artorius.
Okay. 35.
Okay, MacLeod is absolutely haggard. The dude looks like he hasn't slept in several weeks, if not longer. The bags on his eyes. You see the bags on his eyes before you see his eyes himself. He's also breathing pretty hard as if he just, like, got out of a really, really, like, intense, high-stress situation. He's holding his ribs with the hand that's not on his bastard sword. He's obviously pretty beat up. Hair's fallen out, both from, like, where he just hasn't been able to take care of himself, and also it appears he's been pulling at it, like, pretty violently. Now, I asked you this in chat, because I'm the worst kind of people, and I forget. What is Artorius' rank in the Hell Knights? Is he a signifier? Is that right?
Yes, he is.
Alright, so here's a quick lore check. Yes, I do know what you are. MacLeod appears, and he begins, like, sword drawn, moving towards where Xandu has passed out. Then he sees you, then he sees the wing. Do you have disguise on?
Yep, I'm hiding my wings and I have my side ready.
Okay, so hiding your wings how?
Using the hat of disguise.
Okay, so what do I add? What am I rolling? I'm rolling over your something.
Yeah, it would be it's against I think it's this my deception DC, so effectively like 22 is the DC he have to beat, I believe.
Okay, so I have a 45, so I critically succeed it. He
You
looks
get
like
like some kind of crazy bonus for using the hat of disguise, though. 'Cause it's like a spell.
Oh, so it would be 32. He would beat it anyways.
okay, so I beat it, but I don't critically succeed. He sees you. He's aware that you're wearing a hat of disguise. He doesn't really totally look like he's capable of defending himself. Nevertheless, he turns his bastard sword and points at you. Just Signifier, remove the disguise now. MacLeod is technically your commanding officer.
Okay,
Well, not your commanding officer, but he's technically of a higher rank than you.
I will follow the order.
Not anymore.
I will follow the order through, not to everything he asked for. So I have the illusion off now.
Okay.
Hmm.
He sees the wings and his eyes open a little wide, and he goes down to Xandu, and he kind of he takes in the 2 that he fought, and now the strange third elf man who appeared, and his eyes get a little big as he takes in the celestial nature of everyone who's passed out, and then he looks over you, just Signifier, there's no time to explain. We need to kill them now.
No, I'm not going to let you kill them.
Roll initiative.
And I'm going to have my sap in. Wait, I have my thigh ready, so
That's good.
So it's just perception, right?
Yes. I have to do all mine on the fly. I did the same thing again.
You know, this could turn out really good for us, or this could turn out really bad, because if Tommy
26.
rules that when the dream collapses, we have to save ourselves via some charisma means.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
And Bradley and
Shut up, Adam.
die.
All right, MacLeod is going. MacLeod is going super first. We don't have a map right now. It's Theater of the Mind, but MacLeod is going to. He uses sudden charge, and he's going to use sudden charge. He's going to take his bastard sword in 2 hands and just. You defy him. You say no, and there's a bit of a snap. His whole head and neck ticks really hard to the right, really unnaturally, to be honest with you, and he just breaks bastard sword overhead, charging down at you. And I have this. I think I basically had the same number for everything because that's more or less how proficiency works. How's a 36? Does that hit?
Yes, it's a hit, but not a critical confirm.
Okay, fair enough. Plus, I should have made a character sheet for this guy. He might end up being my fighter build and mid-maxing for fun and profit. Maybe. I don't know if I like him that much. It's hard to say.
He's not a pure fighter.
He's not. Nothing really is, and really, I feel like even if you archetype out in the playtest, you're still a pure whatever. You've just taken, weird feat options. It's weird. I don't know how I feel, but I like it. So yeah, it's that. So a grand total of 53 damage.
Ouch.
Then with my third action, I will attempt
soloing the boss.
I'm going to attempt to strike you again with a -5.
I might be not.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can survive this.
27 to hit.
That's a miss.
Fair enough. All right, what you got? It says Xandu. Okay. Actually, it's you.
Okay, I'm going to attack him. Use 2 of my action to attack, and 1 of my action to heal myself.
Okay, so we need to take them one at a time.
So 2 attacks.
Okay.
So dice don't fail me now. Okay, so the first one is a natural 20, so 38. So does that hit?
The crit does hit. Yeah, it's a natural 20.
Okay, and then another natural 20 as well.
Give me 2 flat checks.
Flat checks. What's the DC?
Just throw a d20 at the table twice.
Okay. Okay, so it's say 13 and a 14.
So I did say use the RNG.
Oh, well, 20? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Because you rolling way too many of those. That's super sketch.
Out?
No Greg's here.
Well, it is luck of the roll.
I gotta see how this works. I forget how it works. I'm getting there though. Okay, so flat. Where's the listed DC? Okay, I see it. Okay, so then this is that. You make a flat check with the listed DC. So that means you have to. He has fortification armor. It's just standard.
Okay.
But I forget how the property things are.
If I remember fortification, that's.
If you succeed, it becomes a normal hit.
Okay, so just a normal hit.
So you didn't succeed. It's DC 17. You have an 8 and 12.
Okay, and then damage just roll 20 or just dice.
No, roll 20.
Okay. Look like I'm not going to be rolling as well as I would like to with my rolls using dice. So total 36. So 20. So 4 of it is frost damage, 4 is strength damage, and the rest is normal slashing damage, and then the
Okay.
rest is so 6 slashing, 6 frost, 4 strength, and the rest is physical damage from slashing.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
68.
Noted.
Mm,
And then you're gonna.
yep.
What's your third action?
Wait, and then I would heal myself. So
Using.
using the template power.
Oh, okay, sure. Okay, so that provokes.
So
I'm gonna
okay,
use.
so-
I'm gonna use my reaction to attack of opportunity. You. I have a 45 to hit
yep, that is a hit.
for 47 more points of damage. That disrupts the spell.
Okay,
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
I am down to low hit points now. So
All right. It moves to him. MacLeod looks you up and down. He sees that you're hurt. You see that he's pretty beat up too. Like he took a lot more damage than you think he should have. Well, that's a weird mechanical way to say it. You hit him twice. The armor seems to catch your blade as it goes back and forth, but he's obviously not doing well. Struggling to catch his breath, he looks up at you and just, do as I say! Kill them!
you are not going to command me to kill people who are my friends. I've seen the way that the order have went, and I'm not going to let you kill my friend. I have seen too many of my friends die killing evil outsiders protecting Chiriacs.
Alrighty, one sec. He's gonna step back for his first action. I just need to make sure this is on my spell list. Because he's...
Yep. One more good hit like that, and going to be in the dying rolls, dying steps.
what am I doing?
Speaking of that, since time is moving faster for us,
I'll get to you guys in just a sec. Let me resolve this. Let me make sure I can resolve this, because it's really easy to get extra spells in the playtest. You just have to pass checks forever. Do I have? Yes, I do. Okay.
Yep, but Tommy, the only reason I'm rolling quite well is just rolling favored me in those moments, and then you have bad rolls, and then good rolls, in between rolls, and then everyone in between. And these things do happen from player and GMs.
Make a... I guess I make it, don't I? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Okay, so you make a will save.
Okay, so
He steps back and then he reaches out his hand. Well, he doesn't reach out his hand. He's like this. Okay, so never mind. He doesn't step back. He can't step back. He has to use an action to let go of his bastard sword with one hand. If you have the attack of opportunity reaction, what he's doing provokes.
I don't have that.
Okay.
So 18 will save.
Okay, so over there's a +4 circumstance because he just tried to strike you in the face. And I'm trying to find it. Hang on, I see it. I'm not used to on the fly making these character sheets. So it's his spell DC, which is his level plus his int. So that's okay. So that actually does just edge out.
Nice.
He raises up his hand and just, do as I say, kill them. And you can feel it in the back of your mind, like, that I should kill them. I'm a loyal soldier. I follow orders, and you shake it off. Now, Xandu appears in the Dimension of Dreams, not far from where the door, like, there's like 3 doors, essentially, in like a triangle formation. But make a charisma check.
Oh, me?
yes.
Not you,
What
not
was
you.
that?
The man who stepped into the Dimension of Dreams and might turn into a... I don't even know what. A fox! It has to be a fox.
That is a 13 on the dice plus 7, so
More than enough. You shake it off. You feel a little foxy for a second.
Xandu will immediately go to where he opened the portal before and where MacLeod's portal was.
Okay. You are able to do so.
And did he see the others go into the other portal before?
You did not. You can see them now, as like if you get closer to that portal, you can see like they're moving around. You can also see
Okay,
the sun thing has been replaced with the dragon.
Xandu will step through into MacLeod's dream.
Okay.
He will look at them going, "What happened? I opened the portal right next to this." You're muted.
Oh, I muted myself so I wouldn't talk to about the.
Adam, I
Um,
actually looked up. Got pretty lucky there. Every 8,000 roll, I got lucky there.
So, Xandu, Greymantle will say, "Oh, Xandu, I'm glad you're here. Would you mind dismantling this thought, please? Our friend is quite tired."
Dismantle what, like IKEA furniture?
Isn't MacLeod here?
He is not. Oh wait,
No,
you're asking. Yeah.
Greymantle.
No, but apparently this was used for some ritual, so.
Then he might be awake. Fine. I'll dismantle it, but then we have to get going. I believe Xandu has used 3 out of his 7 Charlie X's for the Dimension of Dreams so far.
Yeah, that's correct.
How do we get out? How do we get out?
With Xandu.
Ah!
So, I suppose.
Wait, hold up.
What?
If we got Charlie X out of here, maybe you should open a portal back outside before you collapse this place on us.
Good thinking. So Xandu will work to create a portal going back to back out of the Dimension of Dreams altogether.
Okay.
Just making sure you always unlock the doors before you sink the ship, eh?
That's fair.
That is a nat 20.
Diggity dang, son.
Do you want me to grab the camera?
I feel like a hypocrite, but yours isn't 3 in a row. I don't need no Greg's here. Cursed Canadian dice.
I deserve a bit of a Gregging after this. Odd rolling.
Fair. Okay, so you're definitely able to create a portal back to Corvosa, but also, you definitely what even just happened? Oh, I see dice. Everybody's camera started moving at once, and I looked up. Just oh my god.
I can't. There's not enough cable for this.
Wah, wah, wah. Okay, so as you make this portal, Xandu's natural 20s are always so easy to flavor when he was a thought form creature. Whatever, it's fine. You're the Dimension of Dreams. In a sudden rush of knowledge, you're caught up with everything that Bradley and Greymantle have learned since they've been talking with Thalopsix and going through these notes. And it definitely, it strikes Xandu, not unlike it did partially last session, that what MacLeod is doing is an exercise in futility. There's no way he's capable of doing this. He's kind of on the right path, but as you Charlie X those notes rapidly through your brain, you can tell that a lot of the things he's doing are self-destructive to the plan. It's almost like he's deliberately messing up the last part, and so it fails, and then he tries again, and then he deliberately messes up, just like a tiny little hair in the cog, and there it goes, over and over and over again. So
it seems like he's doing it intentionally, or no?
Yeah,
failing intentionally.
It definitely seems like he's failing intentionally over and over. It's the definition of stupidity. Is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results, except the same thing over and over implies he's screwing up one little thing somewhere. It's the whole thing.
But he's intentionally screwing up. It's not that he just keeps screwing up, it's that he's definitely trying to screw up.
Correct. The whole thing reeks of the Void Weaver.
Ah. Xandu will look at them. There's more to this than meets the eye. It seems like there's some external influence on his mind.
Oh.
All right. And with that, Xandu will try to rapidly dismantle the machine to set. Well, mostly he's trying to set the dragon free, because
Okay.
everything else is dead, right?
Dead or non-existent. Okay, so to dismantle the machine, you could attempt it, but doing so 100% kills Thalopsix.
Doing so kills him.
Yeah, it's kind of like pulling the plug on his life support.
Is there a way to free him from the machine without dismantling it?
Make an occultism check.
Okay. Would it be possible to do lore great old ones, considering this is
Yes,
the
it would.
plan of
Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Yes, it would.
Altaknacha?
That is good. I need to get the lore checks that the party has written down. So I can actually, like, a Hell Knight's easy to remember, but the Great Old
That
One
is
is not.
a 12 plus 13, so 25.
Okay. It occurs to Xandu that the machine works. Everything about it works. Everything should create a sentient thought form creature, and it should be able to do it just kind of forever and ever and ever. They're essentially, what's going on more or less is the machine is harnessing the power of a star, and it's using it kills the creatures in the dimension of dreams that are like the catalyst, but it should create a sentient thought form creature, and it should work pretty much forever and ever and ever. The reason it's hurting Thalopsix is because MacLeod is constantly screwing up somewhere, and it's kind of like running your car on bad oil forever. You're going to take it out on the car, right? That's what's going on. The opposite of Atlichnacha is to do something like this and achieve success. So if you were to create a bunch of thought form creatures, it's certainly at least counterproductive to the ideals of the Great Old One. Doing so would require you either to go find a bunch of like lang spiders and throw them in the cage, or you could probably attempt the ritual if you had enough people to help you.
If I had enough people to help me, and it wouldn't kill them.
It might. It's doing the ritual in that way. You're more or less, you're not entirely sure how it would be done, but you're foregoing the, like, instead of putting gas in the car, you're going to cut your wrist and you're going to put your blood in the car, but there's some weird alchemy stuff in that equation that says bad, and you might die.
So other words,
Xandu is probably in a little less danger than, like, the secondary casters in the ritual, especially if they don't know what they're doing. But you could create thought form creatures.
That's really interesting. So,
does Xandu want to make more real boys? That's the question.
I suppose Xandu will approach the dragon.
Sure. It does not stir. It's passed out. It's very done.
Yeah. Xandu does have a whole bunch of first level spells left, so he is going to cast Mind Link on the dragon. Ooh. I kept that one.
Ooh, that's good. I'm glad. Your mind to its mind, your thoughts to its thoughts. The spell succeeds.
And he will communicate that basically what he knows about it, that the plan should work, that Altaknacha is behind it.
Okay.
Which is why it keeps failing, and that he should be able to stay alive if it is done correctly.
All right. So you enter, now you've gone to the second layer. You rapidly realize you need a chair that might need to be kicked at some point.
Okay, we only need one kicker, so I don't do magic. So I feel like maybe you guys got this well in hand.
That's his point of the ritual, is just to kick the chair.
I can not be in Dreamland anymore, because you know what? This place gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Wait,
okay?
So what happened?
So you enter Thalopsix's mind, and Thalopsix is much more powerful. once you've entered his consciousness, you find yourself.
Well, it's not really that I enter his consciousness; it's that I directly communicate to him. 10 minutes worth of information is what MindLink does. It's not
fair
Dimension Door. It's not Mindscape Door.
Well, that's
Initiate psychic duel.
Oh god.
It relays information to them via thoughts as if they
Very
could
quickly.
converse for 10 minutes.
Okay.
But it does
Yes.
it instantly.
Am I able to speak back?
Yes.
Okay.
With MindLink,
Props to the guy who's read the whole book and is making an audiobook of it.
MindLink,
Right there.
because I have the spell too. I haven't read that part of it. But MindLink specifically says, you link your mind with the target's mentally impart target amount of information in an instant, could otherwise be communicated in 10 minutes.
You should
There's
do.
one willing creature, touch.
Yeah,
Doesn't
so it
say if they
opens-
can't.
yeah.
You should do the
But-
spell section of the core book as a live stream, like was it?
No.
Like I think his name is Eli from XP to level 3.
Yeah.
You read every single spell in the 5e core book on a live stream.
I'd still make you edit it for the audiobook.
No,
Yes.
I wouldn't do that.
Boo. Yeah, Kane doesn't edit long things. That's why I have to edit that one-on-one by myself. That's why I never asked, because I knew the answer would be no.
Anyways, so it
So
does not
you
allow-
you push forth this
that.
information, and this is enough to stir Thalopsix. Looking at you, he makes a check. He passes. He identifies the seer of Varizia. You are the one he seeks. You shouldn't be here. It's not safe.
We almost killed him momentarily, but he got away. If you're treated back here, I'm not sure where he's gone.
Thalopsix mulls it over. He will be back. He wants you dead. He thinks you're the answer.
All right, so well, I suppose I should get back to my own plane.
Thalopsix nods and just kind of fades back away.
So Xandu will Charlie X one more time. This is number 5.
Okay.
To see if he can create a portal back to the physical plane.
I
Didn't
thought he
you already
did that
do
already.
that?
Yeah, there's definitely an open portal.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I did
I've
the
been
portal.
I've been trying to walk through it for the past 4 minutes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
so there's no reason for. Okay, so Xandu will head back through the portal,
Okay.
and there's no second portal for anyone to stumble through this time.
Yeah, you did it.
Yeah.
All 3 of you were able to successfully make it. Make perception checks. That feels so weird. What I'm actually saying is roll initiative. But
I almost
What?
said 36.
Uh,
That's way
Tommy,
too high.
I had a look. If I
Uh,
did
wah.
continue rolling natural 20s, it would be lower each time, rarely ever happening. So
Well,
it
that
just,
is how probability works.
Yep. So never going to get those 20s in the same vote, and just very lucky at that time.
so Xandu is notorious. Actually, Xandu is Xandu. Because I don't know how to change the name on that. So that's what we're going to do. That's how that happens. Give me some numbers.
I got a 19, and Grey Mantle would check his dagger one more time to watch the sands as he leaves
Okay.
to see if it is time for Thalopsix or not.
Alrighty. Xandu has a natural 1.
You know what? This is important. I'm gonna spend 2 hero points to re-roll.
Okay, sure. Then you
This
don't.
seems good to do.
Sure. Yeah.
Dang it! That's another natural 1.
Good.
Do
Good.
you need?
Into the spectrum.
You can't reroll it.
I-
You can't reroll it twice, even if you were to use other hero points, because
I know.
that's a fortune effect in the playtest, and we've made it more sane. And we've allowed only 1 fortune per d20 roll, which makes
A
sense.
lot of
Rest in peace,
a lot of
witches.
a lot of natural 20s and natural 1s in a row in this session.
So you check
Yeah.
you check the sands of the dagger. It could be his time. Fate is wibbly wobbly. If left in that machine as is, yeah, he could die. He definitely would die. But it doesn't have to be that way. It's like the sands almost diverge in two different paths, which is very uncanny for most Pharasman things. Bradley and Grey Mantle awaken in their bodies. MacLeod sees this. And you guys see MacLeod is like where you've hit him in the Dimension of Dreams. He's holding his body. He's missing hair. He hasn't slept in a long time. He's looking very, very insane, to be honest. He turns towards all three of you. Just, no! You can't stop me! We're so close! Attacking.
Everyone, as they wake up, they would see Artorias is looking pretty bad. He's on very, very low health at the moment.
35 to hit Bradley. I stride to in front of Bradley.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I sudden charge. That makes more sense.
Not by a lot, but you do hit me.
So, boom! 29 damage.
Ow.
Second attack at -5. Targets Grey Mantle. 42 to hit Grey Mantle.
Well, yeah, that'll hit.
Does it crit?
Let me make sure. Where'd my defenses go? I hadn't looked at this in a while. There it is. What was the result?
At 42.
Yeah, my AC is only 27.
Oh god.
So.
Alright, fair enough.
That is low.
Casty boy.
94 points of damage.
I'm a
He
cleric.
comes running up with his sword in both hands, brings it down on Bradley, and as he does so, he kind of like he Aragorns it back up to like an upward slash, which cuts Grey Mantle from like hip to shoulders across.
Yeah, what the hell?
3
Okay,
actions.
so Grey Mantle just wakes up, gets sliced across, and is now at 2 hit points.
Hey, you're surviving. That Xandu is actually Artorias. And why? How do I change that? Don't say Xandu anymore. Whatever. It's Artorias. We know the difference.
So
What you
it's,
got?
my turn.
Yep, you're on.
Okay, I'm going to attack MacLeod. So let's see my odds. So 23, that's a miss.
That misses.
22, that's a miss.
And then you had to stride to get to him. Which feels bad, because I literally just robbed that d20 from you, but he had to move away from you to get to the Sleepy Boys.
Oh, okay. So then I would miss with the two attacks then.
That is correct. Then it goes to Bradley Boulder Ripper.
Bradley Boulder. Means the falling enchantment.
Enchantment! Well, he is a dwarf.
He is a dwarf.
I'm trying to figure out how Stunning Fist works.
Oh, fair.
They make a fort save against your DC.
Yeah,
Your
against my
DC.
class DC, but is it
10 plus mod plus 11.
It's part of a strike.
Mhm.
It is a strike in and of itself, yeah.
Okay.
So I think you got to make the strike first, and then they got to make the DC.
Yeah, that is how. Yep. Okay. $37 to hit.
37 to hit. I'm doing the math. It looks good, but I'm not sure how good. That hits.
It's not a crit.
Not a crit. It just barely, like, you hit because he's exhausted. Essentially, he leans a little too far forward to catch his breath and uppercut into jaw.
If that just barely hit him, then we're fucked.
Yeah. Well, if he can take 90 hit points off of me,
That was a critical.
yeah, that he can get a critical on me with just a regular 20-something roll. Yeah.
All right. And I'll just roll the second one to see if it even hits.
Okay.
After this, we
26.
26 doesn't hit. Doesn't fumble, but doesn't hit.
Grab them dice.
5, 13, 17 plus 7 is 24 points of damage, and make a fort save.
Okay. Can't math. Two. Oh god. Okay. Here we go. 41.
Good lord, what level is he?
Something that gets him a plus 27.
Yeah, he must be like 20th level.
He's pretty strong.
Well, he is definitely over level 14 for sure, just roughly calculating the base mods.
Well, the DC's 27.
So I've critically succeeded. No, I haven't. Yeah, I have.
His bonus would succeed
Yeah.
against a 10th level creature. You may have overbuilt, Tommy.
Nah.
Yeah.
You've overbuilt.
I've underbuilt. This dude is
You've overbuilt by
Great.
being less than half as strong as this NPC.
Grey Mantle literally cannot hit him without a 20, I don't think.
Well, you're the healer. You're not made to do the hitting.
That's not really as applicable in 2nd edition, though.
Yeah, fair. Anywho, what happens on a critical success against Stunning Fist?
I don't think.
They ain't stunned, and they can't, and they're bolstered against any further ones,
Fair enough.
I believe. I will make sure. But
If the target fails, it's flat-footed for a round, and a critical failure, it's also stupefied 2 for a round. If your attack was a critical success, one of the following outcomes occur. If the target succeeded on its save, instead it fails. If the target failed, instead it critically fails. If the target critically failed its save, it is instead stunned. There is no listed outcome for critical success.
Okay, fair enough.
So you're just nothing happens.
Okay, got it. Did you have another action? Or was that 2 to use Stunning Fist?
It's 2 actions for Stunning Fist.
Okay, fair enough. Grey Mantle.
Grey Mantle is going to don't have a board, but he's going to step
Okay.
away.
There's more than enough room to do so.
Okay. He's going to step away, and he's going to spend 2 actions. I can use Healing Font to cast it, but if I do... So, what I'm going to do, because I forgot to do this, I forgot to incorporate this into the heals that the dragon got. Because of Healer's Blessing, which is my domain power, you get two more per dice. So it's effectively that. This guy can hit. It doesn't matter how much I heal myself right now. This guy's going to, if he hits me, he's going to kill me. So I'm going to use another movement. I 5-footed away. I'm going to use another action to move, and then a single action to touch myself for healing.
Okay.
I'm going to use the healing font for this one, because if he bothers to catch up, he's going to kill me anyway. So I'm going to use some spell points to cast healing font. It's basically a single heal spell. But
Of what level?
I believe healing font is only of level that you have 229.
So if you're
Font.
Only the first
no,
level.
if you're level 10 cleric, so that would be up to
It's a power for him.
Yeah, it's a power.
Draw power from your pool of spell points to cast heal, and thus this casting of heal doesn't expend to use its channel, so it's cast at your highest.
It's cast at my highest. Okay. So if it's cast at my highest, that means it's
And
cast.
that's an extra 2d8 per level beyond first.
Right.
Yep. So 5th. It's a bunch.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Do you, how many
That'd
d8s?
be 98 plus your mod.
Plus 4.
1, 7.
That's a lot of dice.
Is
I'm going to use the RNG. Because
man, you have to at like mid to high level play in the playtest. It
Yeah.
seems. I guess you don't have to, but you're gonna be there
Well,
forever, just staring at dice.
Any system, when you have a lot of
1d8.
dice to roll, you need to actually make a macro for them when you need to roll 10d6 plus 13 plus other mods.
Plus
You don't have
2.
enough dice for that.
It's
unless
like
you have
playing
that.
old school rogues. It feels
98.
weird to call those rogues old school. It wasn't that long ago. It was like 6 months ago. I still think first edition every week.
I mean, 10d6 sneak attack damage, that is a lot.
It's,
I-
oh, my rod rolls carry over.
They do.
into the
Jesus.
RNG.
Jesus.
Kane.
Those aren't even that bad, you whiny baby.
Don't forget your mod, by the way.
Not a D6.
What is your
Those are
modifier?
Yes, I got
Okay.
1 7. All the rest of them are half or below.
They're still average.
The
No.
worst rolling D20s. I got nine of them in a row.
So I
Adam,
got
don't forget to
28.
add your mod to that.
Yes, I got 28, and then 7 times my mod is 7, so 7
You don't
times.
multiply it each time, I don't think, unless you have some ability.
Yeah, I don't think you do
You
either.
add it to each dice, don't you?
No.
I don't think you do.
Unless you have
Man.
some
If you
ability.
do,
No,
that's super good.
You,
Hold
I
up.
think you roll the 98 and then add your modifier
at the end.
on that at the end. So it's 9. So it's a result plus your stat modifier. So if it's wisdom, it's your
Yeah.
wisdom modifier.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are probably right because
Just the
because
mod
my
ones.
Because my domain power adds 2 per die, and it specifically says that.
That makes sense.
So, that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 die times 2, 18 more
Gross.
plus 7. So 28 plus 7, blah, 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 blah. That's what I do for
25.
myself, and then I give 10 hit points over to Xandu, not actually Xandu, but Xandu.
But
I give it over
Artorias.
to Artorias.
Okay, sure.
Okay, cool.
Is that all?
That is it.
All right,
Cool.
so actually Xandu, as Xandu tries to go through the portal following a Grey Mantle and Bradley back into the waking world, all of the portals close.
Uh-oh.
You're left stuck in the lab with Thalopsix and all of the spooky experiments. As that happens, a very familiar chill begins to come over the back of your neck.
Uh-oh.
You turn around, make a will save.
Okie dokie. Will save it is.
Somebody's dying next round from Mickey.
Yeah.
It is a shame in 2E cannot make a.
Andrew's going to save us.
It's a shame in 2E cannot make a very effective SAP user.
That
build.
is a 30.
All right, a 30 does pass. I think, yeah, I have to move all these DCs around on the fly because we're playing Pathfinder 1.5. But you turn around and you see coming across like the vast plateau of Lang way faster than it should across a bridge of webs that's rapidly falling apart behind it as one of the walls of the lab has given way. Atlich Nacha is approaching the laboratory. It appears you have no way to escape. The presence, that feeling of futility that you should stop and never try anything again and accept your fate from so long ago in the days of Cave Giant begins to come back over your mind, but you're able to shake it off.
So do I still get a round to move?
You have 3 actions.
Okay. First action is going to be to Charlie X another portal.
Okay.
That'll be number 5 because it was going to be 5 last time, but then I didn't have to do it because I already did it before on number 4.
Okay.
That's just a charisma check.
Yeah. With the natural one, you go to start to make the portal, then you realize you can't. It's as if that part has been cut off. And everybody in the waking world sees Xandu begin to toss around back and forth as if he's very, very fitfully dreaming. The action is not wasted. But there's no running away.
That action is not wasted, but there is no running away. Okay. Do I have an approximation based on how fast it's going, how long it'll take to get to me? Is it like 1 round, or is it going to be more than that?
In the dimension of dreams, that's really awkward.
Yeah.
It could probably have reached you by now if it wanted to. It seems to be taking its time while also like hauling ass across the plateau of Ling.
Okay. So, first thing Zandu is going to do is cast Unusual Anatomy on himself.
Okay.
Which does a bunch of stuff as from before with the acidity and all that other good stuff.
Okay.
And then he will spend darn, Soothe is 2 actions, so I suppose he will just cast Shield on himself so it's ready beforehand.
Okay. Is that all 3 of your actions?
That is all 3. Unusual Anatomy is 2 actions.
Okay, fair enough. So you do this. Thalopsix begins to strain against his restraints as this happens. The Hell Knight thought form creatures begin to move out of the test tubes that they're in. It's very obvious they won't last for long, but this is as close as MacLeod ever got. They glitch out as they walk, like a leg picks up to move forward, and the like from the knee down continues moving forward, like Fallout 3 style, off into the sky, as like one like stump flails around, and then eventually the leg comes back down and reattaches. And they're very slow. There's probably about 50 of them. They begin moving in Atlichnach's direction. Thalopsix is obviously straining to do this. MacLeod, on the other hand, oh, how insane am I? I'm pretty insane. I think what I'll do is I'm going to... Wish I had some means of healing myself. I just don't. I may have built him incorrectly.
He seems to be built just fine.
Man, you're not looking at my side of the sheet, though. You see.
No, I'm looking at my side of the sheet.
Yeah, I'm looking at the side where
almost all my hit
just
points.
barely hit him with a 17 plus 20.
Nevertheless. Okay. I'm going to... What he's going to do is he's going to step back away from both Bradley and Artorias, and he's going to try the same rag that he did before. He's going to... Well, I can't do that. I can't step, because I have to use an action now to let go of my bastard sword with one hand, and he's going to try to charm Artorias again. Just reach out, just... My daughter's life hangs in the balance, you fool! Do as I command! Kill them! Will save.
No, wait. If I remember 1 heal point. Is that a reroll?
No, it's
or
not.
Two.
There are not...
Two. You said it like 4 times.
Okay.
This many. So what happens when you fail against charm? That's scary.
You are charmed for a long time. I forget how long, but you are charmed for a long time.
Oh,
do
good.
Do I have to follow the order exactly, or
Of course.
how is it?
We'll get there. We'll get there. Chill out. I'm reading first. Critical failure. Target is helpful and can't act hostile towards you. It could have targeted more. Oh well, I didn't heighten it. Whatever. I didn't know. So I can dismiss it. If you act hostile, the target, the spell ends. When the spell ends, the target doesn't necessarily do by mundane means. Okay. You've critically failed. The target is helpful and can't. So you definitely cannot act hostile towards MacLeod, and you've got to follow it literally. Kill them.
So kill, as in not permadeath kill.
No, you kill them. You are definitely trying to permadeath them. That is what is happening.
Okay. That's a shame, because I remember charm
Can
charm spells.
Zandu
How do
spend
you
2
use
hero
for
points
those
considering that
spells?
his body is in the physical plane to
Your
help?
your consciousness is dealing with the spider demon right now.
It was worth a shot.
It was worth a shot.
I mean, they're going to disappear at the end of the session anyway, so why not?
Yeah, you got 40 minutes. Go, go! Alright, it is Artorias' turn, though.
30 of that to decide what new campaign we want to play.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Bradley and Tertiary Grey Mantle see Artorias' eyes kind of like roll back in his head a little, and then he nods, salutes, hand on heart, and then what you got?
Okay, I'm going to... Artorias enjoy killing monsters, so he figured out what is the best tool to use, so I'm going to roll a d20. Odd side even is it is the gloves he's using.
I'm talking as a free action. Caleb wants you to use your scythe.
No. This...
I have spoken.
Okay, so using scythe?
Yep.
Okay, let's see. Let's see what my odds are. Probably going to... Let's see, who is closest to me?
Bradley.
Okay, so 27, does that hit?
Nope.
Okay, so 24, that's a miss. And a 9
Well,
misses.
that's
So
a fumble.
all three-
That's got to be a fumble. Okay.
I think it is a fumble.
Yeah, if it's not a fumble, I'm more worried. Okay,
Yeah.
so you begin swinging your scythe around. The first attack, Bradley dodges. The second attack, Bradley hopscotches over. The third attack... what do I want to do?
I drop my side.
I got this. The third attack... Oh... We'll say that... Roll a d4. That's what we'll say.
Okay. So 2.
So for the next 2 rounds, you're able to shake off the compulsion. You realize what you're doing is wrong. Well, yeah, no, you realize you're working for a higher power than the Hell Knights at this point, and MacLeod has obviously gone insane from... You're not even sure what. As it moves to Bradley.
As this happened, curse you, MacLeod. You will pay for this act of treachery.
He's just kind of, like, panting. Real
You
hard.
only got 2 rounds. You better hope we take him down 2 rounds, because otherwise that lasts for an hour.
Yep.
Yeah.
Charm person and those enchantment spells are quite deadly. if
Charm's
you
real
don't
good,
want.
yeah. Effectively.
Yeah. After that fumble, Bradley's just kind of got one foot planted firmly on top of the blade of the scythe, like, Octarius, what the hell are you doing?
Take down MacLeod quickly.
Do you guys remember Soul Calibur 3? Because I picture it. If Bradley was a gnome, it's like the Xbox 360 version where you could play as Yoda, where he's riding on Astaroth's axe as Astaroth is swinging it.
It would be Zalzamau. That was the side.
Right, but it was Astaroth in this particular, in the opening to SC3. Anyway, what's Bradley got to do?
Okay, Bradley's gonna spend an action to drop into Mountain Root stance,
Okay.
and I guess I'm gonna take the Flurry of Blows action. Oh,
You got to move up to...
I wasn't able to step back. I had to use an action to let go of my Bastard Sword to cast.
Oh, okay.
Only
Yeah,
the cleric
hold on.
gets to cheat that.
da-da-da.
Clerics.
I'm gonna drop into stance. I'm gonna key strike, and then I'm gonna Flurry of Blows.
Sure.
I need all the fucking help I can get.
You do.
35.
I think that hits. Yeah, that hits.
And I'm not like flanking with anybody, am I?
You are. That's why it hits.
Ah.
So who
That's
is
20.
thinking?
Roll damage. Actually,
You wanna
don't
move the camera?
don't roll
You want
damage.
to see it?
I do. I want everybody at home to see it.
Oh!
Whoa! Hey,
I did not drop my camera. That didn't happen. You didn't see that.
I have that exact same dice set, Kane. That actually was my very first dice set. I didn't know you had that. Now I have to check my dice set and make sure you didn't steal that when you were in the States.
No, I've had this for years.
Yep, that's Bahariel's dice set, the green and black sea. There it is.
Oh yeah.
He did it.
Oh yeah, but this one's real big.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I have 8 hit points as the first attack connects.
Okay, yeah, no, I literally can't not kill you.
Yeah. So I need you to flavor that kill.
Okay. How is this gonna look? What's Mickey wearing?
He's wearing the standard issue, like, Hell Knight officer garb. That being, like, really, really, really nice, elaborate chainmail made of, you assume, mithril. He's able to move in it pretty easily with...
Ooh, nice.
It's his
Actually,
coat of arms over top. It's not Cheliax's or the Holy Chelish Empire with, like, Sarenrae's Ankh on it. Instead, it's just red, black, direwolf head.
Okay. So I guess what happens is as Mickey comes in for another strike with this broadsword, and I just forgot my own character's name. Bradley steps into the crook of his arm and slips under it, and he swings around the back of Mickey, and he kicks him in the back of the knee, and he sort of rides the back of his calf down so they're roughly the same height, and then he just gets his hands around Mickey's head and just.
Nice. So the first attack would put him to dying 1, then the critical increases that value by 2 to dying 3. We're going to drop out of initiative at this time?
well, Xandu's still got a thing going.
Oh, you do. But before we get there, Artorias, Greymantle, Bradley, it's up to you to decide the fate of MacLeod LaCroix. He'll bleed. He's not looking good. But there's definitely a little bit in there at the very end about something about how his daughter's life is on the line, and looking him over, he's obviously not in his right state of mind. Unless right state of mind for a Chelish nobleman is pulling your hair out and going crazy.
Maybe we saw we journeyed with Lucia. Lucia. Blah, blah.
That's weird now, isn't it? It's so weird.
Lucille was right.
But anyway, well,
Caleb, we should try to stabilize him and listen what the story about Lucia is exactly. I do not want to sentence a innocent person to death unless we need to make Caleb. He is obviously guilty of his crime, and he will pay for that.
Well, I mean,
in
he
due
doesn't need
time.
to be alive for us to save innocence.
Yeah, true. I'd rather listen to what happening to Lucia.
Yeah, I
If
bet you would,
she
Donald.
This is a different character.
Yeah, I'm aware. I'm so aware.
Yeah, part of me want to know what happened, but I'm trying to separate character from character.
Yeah, accurate.
So I want
Struggle's
to,
real.
I want to know. I want to know what is the case with Lucia. If it's possible to help her, or she is beyond saving.
Okay.
Because people can only be saved up to a certain point before they need to be changed and change their ways.
well, while you guys are doing that, Greymantle takes out his Pharasman dagger
Of course he does.
and says his name. He says, Monsieur McCroy. And he watches the sands.
All right. So this, I hear Bradley says kill him. Artorias says spare him. Is that correct?
I am not saying spare him. Give him a proper.
So what happens right now is he lives or he dies. I hear 1 vote he lives from Artorias, 1 vote he dies from Bradley.
And
I mean, I don't think this guy really deserves to live out the rest of his life at this point, but I'm open to interrogation. Also, I don't know if whatever's going on in there is going to implode when he, finally kicks it. So,
natural one.
The one on the D100 say it's his time. Like you, Caleb LaCroix, and the sand just brought him to the dagger.
Xandu will throw it directly at him while saying,
But what does Greymantle do?
Greymantle will throw it directly at him. He's literally helpless. Will throw it directly at him and say, McCroy, the time has come.
And thus ends the tale of MacLeod LaCroix. The dagger sticks in him, and turns to snow. But, well, no, he wasn't evil. He does not turn to snow before your very eyes. Now, the last little bit of the session...
And the dagger returns to...
Oh, yes, it does. The last little bit of the session does have to go to Thalopsix and Xandu, because there's no other way for the party to get in there. What you got, Xandu?
I had no idea what any of you just said was. All of you went super robot.
Oh, no. Well, they were fine on my end. MacLeod's dead. He's super dead. They killed him.
Yeah, I heard that bit, but I don't know what happened
No,
after.
only Tommy went robot for me.
No, weird.
Yeah.
Everyone was fine on my end.
There's Tommy and then Adam.
As the man streaming and recording, that's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Oh, well. That is what it is.
What's up?
It's your turn.
Okay.
The Void Weaver charges at you. Thalopsix, you can tell at the start of your turn, the creature is straining beyond reason to try to animate these thought form creatures. It's It's very definitely going to kill him if he pushes too hard, but he's pushing.
Okay, so is the Void Weaver at me yet?
You probably have like 2 rounds. No, you have 1 round. You have 1 round.
Okay. Xandu is realizing that, futility aside, he is out of his league. So, he's going to try a couple things. First, he is going to try and summon a bunch of Lang spiders into the cages of the machine.
Sure. Let's go.
With the Charlie XE. Good stuff.
Cha-cha-cha. Cha-check.
Because I'm just now realizing that I could have done that to begin with.
Yeah. The Dimension of Dreams is real funny. Also, I should have made you roll Wild Magic twice. It's an error in your favor. And I should have rolled Wild Magic for Thalopsix. Well, it's better in here. It was created to be better. No awakened trees in this place.
Yeah. So, first roll. That is a 20.
That succeeds. The cages are filled with Lang spiders. They, shut. As soon as the Lang spiders appear, they begin to struggle against the cages, but try as they might, they're not going anywhere.
Then, next, do I know what's wrong with the machine, like how I could fix it? Or is it something to do with the ritual that's problematic?
It's something to do with the ritual. It's, you might not have been here for this, so I'll explain it again. The fundamental flaw in MacLeod's plan as he was putting things together was that he is an intelligence caster doing what only a charisma caster can, essentially. He doesn't...
Gotcha.
He's trying to solve it with math when the answer is, God, if we're talking high school, band class, public speaking. It's that kind of thing.
All right. If that is the case, Xandu will use his next action to perform the ritual.
All right, let's learn how rituals work together. I kind of know how they work. Because they've been around since 1E. Okay, so...
Well, rituals are like specific things in here. I don't think there's one for creating thought form creatures in the rulebook.
There's not. They all take about... What does Primal call? That sounds fun. It calls a fairy circle. It calls an animal, beast, fae, fungus, or plant form. That's kind of cool. Okay, so time is wibbly-wobbly in the Dimension of Dreams. You move to the part of the circle where Thalopsix's head is, and you make an occultism check.
Okie dokie.
What's your proficiency in occultism, by the by?
Trained.
Only? Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Duly noted.
That is a 21.
Alright, that is enough to start the ritual. It's the knowledge kind of fills in Xandu's head as he goes with flashes of being a former thought form creature. Xandu goes down to his knees and he pushes his great axe not into his chest. Enemy? Oops! Not like that, but into his wrist up. And when his blood hits the circle ignites. The machine begins to make a strange otherworldly noise. The Thalopsix roars, and as he does so, his body lights up as bright as the sun. The Lang spiders are consumed, just like I can't snap, just like that. The Lang spiders crumple away into nothing. Xandu finds himself. It's quiet. Make a perception check.
That's weird. Something happened. Okie dokie. That would be a 21.
Okay, so Xandu finds himself on the streets of Sandpoint. It's empty. It's been empty for a while, as have most of the smaller cities in Varisia, because when the Chelish came through, it was take all the slaves, kill everyone who could resist, move forward. In Sandpoint, there wasn't anything worth keeping. They didn't care so much about the little villages. They didn't burn it, but that was just like to have that monument, right? To like be able to drive past that on the highway of their life and just, hey, we did that kind of thing.
Is it cold?
It is. But it's not cold as in winter cold. It's cold as in great old one on your tail cold. Thalopsix is also there, but he is incapable of speech. He just, like, his massive draconic form fills up the sky over your head. Where there should be a shadow, well, there would definitely be a shadow, but it's mostly just, like, bright, as if there was a second sun in the sky, much, much closer, as this solar dragon just kind of wheels around overhead.
All right. This is definitely interesting. Xandu will, or I don't know if this is still an initiative or not.
You're not an initiative. Your things will interrupt when they need to interrupt.
I suppose the last thing Xandu will do is he'll try to he will look around for anybody who might be hiding out here.
Alrighty. Make that perception check to seek.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna grab the camera before I announce this.
It's a 1. I don't know where. I can. Those are pretty dice also. Okay, so you cast your I almost said you cast the spell. You cast your eyes around Sandpoint, and it's completely empty, devoid of life until, with like the snap of a finger and the rush of cold air, several thousand denizens of Lang fill the streets surrounding you and Thalopsix, mounted on the back of nightmares with lances couched, foot soldiers with like spears and shields with mages behind them casting.
Uh-oh, that's
very quickly you are outnumbered, but you get the feeling you were outnumbered this whole time, and now you were able to perceive them.
Okay. The machine, Xandu started the ritual, he started the machine, so he's guessing he should be able to create thought form creatures.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what he's going to try to do.
Okay.
He is going to try to trying to think what he would do. If he was going to create thought form creatures, he would create well, obviously Emmy for starters.
Sure.
But then, as much as he can, he would try to fill Sandpoint with all the Varisians who had been there before and more, just an army of the native inhabitants of not just Varisians, but people, anybody who lived in Varisia, including gnomes, elves, whoever would have been there.
Alrighty.
And he is going to try to create them all as thought form creatures.
Alrighty, make me an occultism check again.
Occultism or charisma?
Occultism. Because this is part of the ritual. The Lopsix will act as one of the casters. What is my from first edition? The planes, I guess. Right?
What are you trying to
So,
do?
so like if I were to roll occultism, but I'm looking at a Pathfinder first edition monster.
That's 27.
It'd be the planes, right? It'd have to be the planes.
Yes, it would be if it.
I feel like
related to-
planes, right?
If it related to outsiders, it would be more often plane related. Then.
That feels correct. So 27, 48 from Thalopsix. You guys are definitely able to do it. It's weird. It's a very... Things have come full circle, as now Xandu has created his adopted daughter as a thought form creature, and she emerges... Like, it's almost like Ninetales, just out of nowhere, that big of a nine-tailed fox fire, because that's how they work in my homebrew. Damn it, that is their transformation. It is cool. And... like flying over the denizens of Lang, gouts of fire. The people of Sandpoint appear, but when I say the people of Sandpoint, it's not necessarily like, oh, there's Hemlock. Sup, dude? It's not like that so much as like the natives who lived here before the Chelish came through. So several big hulking men and women covered in tattoos who Xandu knows to be the Shawanti, carrying their traditional claw and earthbreaker weapons that make no sense, but welcome to Pathfinder, charging into the denizens of Lang as the denizens of Lang charge back. The lions crash into each other as the two of you are also able to create the traveling bards and minstrels and dancers and various performers that one would see all over Varizia with, again, their very strange weapons that somehow seem to function. Bladed scarves and star knives fly through the air alongside spells, and you and Thalopsix and the Great Old One, all three together. It's almost like sitting at like a three-way chess table. Yeah, you know what? I like that flavor. That's exactly what happens. Xandu realizes that, like, out of nowhere, he's floating over this battle over Sandpoint, sitting in front of a chess table. Thalopsix sits at his left, in like a triangular-shaped table. The Great Old One sits at the right. The pieces move almost faster than you can track back and forth at each other.
Hmm.
Then what happens?
I'm supposing that's back to Xandu then.
Yeah. We're not necessarily on initiative, just so much like actions, and I will react.
Xandu knows Alta Nacha a little bit. He knows about the whole futility complex.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose what he'll do is he will look at the Great Old One, brow cocked, this is a 2-on-1 battle. You know that, right?
Make a diplomacy
You may as well just
check.
give up.
Make a diplomacy check.
I was gonna say intimidate.
Make an intimidate check. Make a social
Intimidate's
check.
better.
Yeah, fair. You and your dwarven war axe. Alright, what's my DC? Okay. Sweet. That tracks. That's about what it would be if I was a second edition creature.
That would be a 28.
Alright, that doesn't beat it. You say what you say.
Then I will spend 2 hero points to reroll.
Okay, sure.
It may be worse, maybe better.
Maybe worse, maybe better.
That's definitely worse.
Oh, rough. Okay, so you say what you say, you falter, you try to spit something else out to cover your butt, it fails, you falter horribly. Atlichnacha fires a web from its strange otherworldly body. It arcs up over the table, around your axe, picks it up, and shatters it. The creature shitters in... It sounds like Aklo backwards. It doesn't seem necessarily intent on speaking so much as like this is its moment. This is where perhaps everything that's been futile in its life might not be futile, and it's found almost like a reason to live. Thus, there's no time to talk. Pieces of, like, the chessboard. Xandu's pieces are probably like a very Desnan purple. Thalapsix's are bright orange. Avichnachas are like red and black. The red and black pieces begin to twist and tentacles begin to sprout forth from them, and like a knight wraps around one of your bishops, snaps it in half, absorbs it, becomes a strange eldritch horror bishop knight. It's awkward. I think they call that paladins. But anyway, basically more of that. And you can see as this is happening, you look down and similar things are happening to the thought form Varisians that you've created. You can hear their death rattles. And death rattles they truly are. They're sentient creatures, much like you were once. As the beings of Leng begin feasting on their entrails.
Okay. How can I mean, nobody said the ritual was over.
Right.
So, Xandu is going to create a ooh. That seems like a good idea. Xandu will begin summoning people from, or creating people from the rebellion.
Okay. Seems
including
good.
Mustafa.
That's better.
And I suppose another Arundel and Erundil.
Okay. Arundel pops out from your backpack, having said nothing in a couple of sessions. But I'm right here, Xandu! Why do we need another one of me? People generally find me annoying! Waiting for Kane to break. He didn't break.
Nope. And as well as Enderling, Lucia, and his former party.
Okay, fair enough. Make that check. O is for occultism.
Yes.
The Lopsix will aid another.
That is only a 13. I should still have... No, I should have one left now, so I can't reroll. Darn.
Okay, so it's a little bit more difficult for you, and as you do this, Thalopsix has to carry a little more of the weight, and you see his front left leg just kind of... I haven't seen the movie, but I'm told this is what happens. It, like Infinity War, is out of existence. I hope that makes sense. I have not seen the movie, but just bits of dust off into the sky. As well and truly what you're trying to create is created. Your friends appear. You hear Enderling cackling madly as he begins to eat denizens of Link. It's probably not good for him as Mustafa dances the dance of Sarenrae, along with Kazaha and other like true believers of Sarenrae, flaming scimitars dancing as the denizens of Link are rapidly animated. Because I guess you can. Yeah, why not? It'd be fun. By your former necromancer ally. Someone says something smart-assy and then stabs a Leng spider through the chest. You assume it was Pogue, but you can't tell. It's too small. Who else was there? That's it. Aaron, you hear the explosion of a bomb, followed by, "That wasn't not." Shut up! Now is not the time. Oh, okay. And down goes the fake Arundel. Your Arundel is really confused at fake Arundel. Fake Erundil and Erundil. Oh, do we know them? What is happening? I don't understand. And as this is happening, as like you look over at your familiar, you feel something catch around your neck, and you're rapidly like thrown up into the air as you realize that Albichnatcha has grabbed the bladed scarf of one of the fallen Varisians and is attempting to hang you with it. A spiderweb like hangman's noose appears like up top. Wait, you can see that. You can see where my hand is on the camera. And up goes the scarf. It wraps you up, and you begin to dangle. Make be a fort save? Yeah.
All right.
Well, make me a relevant check to not get hung. I'll say that. You're creative.
Okay. Xandu will attempt to break the scarf with athletics.
Sure, make it happen.
Scarf/web.
Seems good.
Ugh, that's a terrible roll, but hopefully my proficiency is enough to cover me. 22.
Philopsis's help is enough. You begin to try to break the thing. And it doesn't, like, try as you might, you can't break the scarf. You, like, grab up here and pull down with your weight trying to snap it, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. I've never been hung. I don't quite understand how it works. You'll have to forgive me. But you try to pull and it doesn't quite, like, you can't get a good enough grip. Philopsis's other arm and both of his wings fade into nothingness as he expends more of himself. And a star knife about the size of, like, Xandu's chest materializes and boomerangs around the top of the bladed scarf. I want to say dancing scarf, because those are good too. And just, like, cuts you free. You free fall to the ground, scarf still tied around your neck, star knife kind of, like, it lands not far from you, just skidding off, like, 5 feet or so to your right. And now Xandu finds himself in the thick of things.
All right. Xandu, thinking quick, will... this is going to be very weird, but he is going to create another Xandu in his place at the chess table.
Welcome to occultism. All right, make the check. I will help.
Dang. That is only a math 14.
Oh god, that was bad. So that would fumble, but Philopsis consumes more of himself, like tail up, back legs, in such a way he's just kind of like an imperial dragon now, just like a head and like torso floating in the air, screaming out in agony as what you want does happen. The thought form Xandu exists once again at the chess table. The Great Old One at this point is more concerned with winning the battle. It hasn't seemed to notice the deception. The same is true for its soldiers. Your soldiers have formed kind of like a defensive wall around you. Several Shoanti, much bigger than you are, have just water buffaloed all around you.
All right. If I can create thought form creatures, I should be able to create other types of thought forms, yes?
That would make sense.
I suppose Xandu, from the ground, where he's at, will sort of get an eye onto where Atlachnacha is.
Okay.
And ooh, that would be super flavorful, but nah. Xandu will try to create sort of this giant pike made out of starlight going from the ground up through Atlachnacha's body.
Okay. Make that occultism check.
Roll better, please. Roll better.
Don't roll bad. That sounds like a bad roll.
That's a 13.
All right. I don't natural one my aid another. So this final aid another, Philopsis roars out in a gout of, you would probably call it fire, but it appears to be much more potent. Like literally as if this dude could breathe the sun. Shoots out into the air as Philopsis is consumed, torso to head, and breathes his last. You assume in whatever dimension this ritual is taking place, like you assume back from whence you came in the dimension of dreams, Philopsis has just died, giving himself out to make this happen, and happen it well and truly does. In the flash of an instant, a beam of moonlight appears as, like, You like oh god, I didn't play Ocarina of Time in so long. You play the song that makes it nighttime or daytime, depending on which one you are at right now, and then it goes to nighttime, and just like the clouds uncover. I want to say the crescent moon is Desna. Yeah, isn't that right? That's right. I think. Now I am full of confusion. I must have the flavor correct. I think it is a well, whatever. It uncovers the moon in the shape of a giant star knife, because that's Desna, and like the flicker of a butterfly goes over top, and it's just really fast, just like lancing just into the spider and out. He doesn't disappear like Thalopsix did, so much as it just kind of weaks away. As it does so does the entire mindscape, which you assume this is what is. And Xandu finds himself back in MacLeod's I'm going to say demi. Well, no, it's a mindscape. It's totally a mindscape. Back in MacLeod's mindscape. Make a perception check.
Okie dokie. Roll better. Please roll better. That is better. Yay. That is a 30.
All right, so when you return, covered in sweat, collapsed on the ground, everything's real woozy. You pick yourself up, you overcorrect a little, you pitch forward a little bit, get your bearings. The machine has fallen apart. Where Thalopsix was now is nothing. You assume that means that Thalopsix is dead, because Thalopsix can't project into the dimension of dreams anymore, and now his soul has gone to meet judgment. Standing all around you are the Verizian men and women who you created. As you get your bearings, they get their bearings on you, and all of them in unison, they pull a Galadrim in the Two Towers. They just like turn twice. The ones carrying they're like God, why can't I think of the word? Earthbreakers just like slam the haft on the ground, as the smaller ones carrying star knives, hand on heart, the other hand behind. They do nothing, but they all just kind of like stare at you. As you continue to like get your balance, you pitch forward a little farther, and as you do this, you realize that bladed scarf is still wrapped around your neck, and your war axe well and truly is broken on the ground. You pitch forward. As you pitch forward, the scarf leans out to catch you in a beam of moonlight that looks familiar, but less like it'll lance you. The scarf unties itself from around your neck, and one end of it lands in your right hand, and it like probably about 5 or 6 feet of length down to your other hand. The star knife that cut you free is also there. But you notice that one of the 4 blades of the star knife has been shorn off. And as you notice this, the scarf in your hand goes taut, and the star knife itself like flies into the scarf and connects where the broken point is. It connects to form. It looks not unlike a dwarven war axe, but it's made of 2 classic Verizian weapons, because you're not going to lose that flavor. I will not allow it.
I like it.
In a mechanical sense, you'll have to learn what it does later. The last,
before, like, if everyone's sort of like giving Xandu an honor, you will look at them all. You will look at Emmy's thought form.
Okay. Your thought form is there as well, but it's not you as you, the half celestial, or you, the seer of Verizia. It's you, the old man, with the obsidian pyramid just spinning his wheel. Oh, whoa!
I like
flapping his old man arms around. He's the only one that's active.
Xandu will first look to Emmy. I don't know how much of my memory or Emmy's memory it would have, but Xandu will say, I created you in the image of the person who created me. Please do honor to her name.
Without saying
And then
a word, she moves forward and just like wraps her arms around you and buries her snout in your. She's a little shorter than you, like lower chest, where your chest starts to become your stomach. All of the Verizians part so she can move through. Xandu can just wheel. So I guess I need to specify, don't I? Old man Xandu.
Yeah.
Flapping his arms around, spinning the pyramid of power.
Xandu will take a very deep breath of relief now that Altach Nacha is apparently gone, and he will return the embrace. It'll last for a little while, but he's still going to make sure to address everyone else as well.
Okay.
So he sort of lets go and holds her hand in a fatherly fashion. Looks to everyone. Thank you all for your aid. But even though I may have created you, your destiny is still your own. The battle is over. It is won as far as I can tell. And you know what? I'm gonna make a lore check for Great Old Ones to see if Altach Nacha is dead for good.
Sure, make it happen.
Ugh. Still not great, but better than I had been rolling. That's a 21.
All right, so you seriously doubt it? Even if you like actually were to kill this thing, there would probably be some kind of something to bring it back later, as the Great Old Ones are wont to do. It might take a long time, but it would happen. But usually something bad happens on their like the death throes of a Great Old One, which you didn't see here. You don't think you killed it?
Okay. You will look at them. The battle has been won, but the war is not over. Altach Nacha is still out there. As I said, your destinies are your own. But Altach Nacha will be after you, as it was after me. Please, be careful.
They say nothing. Continue the look in your direction.
I suppose Xandu will wrap up by informing them about Altach Nacha basically being in Lang along with all the other denizens of Lang. That's where they come from, as sort of a caution to those who do not wish to provoke the wrath of Altach Nacha. And he will finish off by thanking them all. He will look back at Emmy and say, I'm going to be leaving the dimension of dreams now. The world I'm from appears to be, at least, in a state of decay. It's, in a sense, coming to an end. I'm trying to prevent it. You can stay here if you wish. It may be safer. Or you may come with me. Or I do not know, but I was previously summoned by the gods to the halls of the afterlife, and they may and he'll sort of spread his wings as he says this. They may be gracious and take you in. And it would probably be safest there. Quick question, does she appear like she did before, or does she still have 9 tails?
She appears now as just her as you knew her.
Gotcha.
In your memories, her as she appeared like when you guys were running around Kadira and it was snowing. Just a little girl with like a sorcerer level.
Gotcha. So probably not expecting too much craziness. Crazy power.
Correct.
Probably not safe.
Yeah. So we'll end the session on real quick. Make me a Make me a religion check.
Okay. It's not too bad. I could possibly do this. Maybe not. That would be a 21.
Yeah, it's story-based. It's good enough. So, you're close enough to the lands of the Norm Kings that you've picked up bits and pieces of their religion. Obviously, like, Helmut or Ennerling would know way more than what you would know. But you've heard bits and pieces, probably from, like, Ennerling himself during your last days together. Bits and pieces of how a wolf is supposed to break free, and the wolf will swallow the sun and eat the stars in the sky, and the symbolism between MacLeod and the star knives of the Varisians and the son of the solar dragon is pretty uncanny.
Oh.
It just kind of like, it hits you. You know, because you've been told that religion is weird in my setting, and that everyone's interpretation of how things are going to end is different, but not necessarily incorrect.
Yeah.
But it sits in your heart pretty well that the events that have unfolded in Corvosa will definitely affect the end of the world. You and the party arrive back in the halls of the afterlife, and it catches up with you at this point now that MacLeod has died. That of course will affect the outcome as well, but all of these Varisians appear with you, and in addition to them being unwaveringly loyal to you, as they leave the dimension of dreams, they achieve true sentience. And with the exception of like Xandu and Emmy, all of their like memories and thoughts had to come from somewhere. You don't exactly get a head count, but there's a lot of them. There are thousands upon thousands, more than enough to repopulate Varisia. And that is where we're going to call it, guys. So a couple of things happen. The only item that retains is Xandu's star scarf, I will call it. I will figure out what happens with that in coming sessions. Everyone loses all of their gear, except for that. Everyone loses any gear they may have looted in Corvosa, but the party levels to level 11. The party gets wealth by level for level 11 to purchase whatever it is they want.
So we're basically just getting gear
It's
at
a
level.
because
gear.
because it is a playtest. We're going to refresh gear at level to see if it's balanced for what it is. And if it's not, don't worry. I'm throwing level 20 fighter wizards at you, so it's fine. Totally fine.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he had all the hit dice, but you guys were fine. He had like 60 hit points when he showed up to fight Artorias. No, we're good. I have faith in y'all. You hurt.
Yeah,
But-
that's only because of a few natural 20s in the last session.
And
also a very some lucky D100 rolls that turned out in Xandu's favor.
Welcome to Tommy's version of Pathfinder. What I will say, because it's relevant to Xandu's buy list, is the Star Scarf has every weapon property of both a Star Knife and a Dwarven War Axe. It has the returning rune for free, because when you use the throne 20 feet or attack... when you use the throne 20 feet, essentially it has a range of 20 feet. It functions more or less like a great axe. The scarf is taught to form the haft, and the Star Knife is the blade, but like to swing it forward, the Star Knife detaches and forward into somebody before boomeranging back in time for the next attack. So that is
that's cool.
Agile Deadly D6, finesse, thrown 20 feet, versatile slashing. Why did you choose a Dwarven War Axe, by the by?
Why did I choose it? In part for two-handed and in part for sweep.
Fair enough. Two-handed D12, D8 is base damage. Xandu now functions through it as he did in first edition. He doesn't have material and somatic components, so he doesn't need to have the hand free. He can have both hands on the Star Scarf at all times.
Oh, that's real good.
It also has...
That definitely changes the build.
It also has a potency rune equal to the item level you should have. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure what that is off the top of my head. I'm assuming you guys do. Anywho, that's all we have for today. Thank you again to the Interplanar Crossroads for hanging out. And if you haven't subscribed to him on YouTube, it's super important, super great. You got to do it. You got to make it happen. Thank you, Kane. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Donald, for sitting and listening
We all need
to
some
that
breakfast.
exposition. I am hungry, so I'm out of here. Say bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Join us next week for another exciting episode
of
of
Lordly
Xandu's
Keller.
the main character.
Xandu's probably